Is brought to you in part by the following participating advertisers. Pittsburgh Brewing Company, makers of Icy Light and Iron City beer in the new Steeler can. If any can, our Steelers can. By Thrift Drug. We care about the way you look, the way you feel, the way you save. Thrift Drug, the R experts. By the employees of Pittsburgh National Bank, with 108 community banking offices to serve you. By the men and women of U.S. Steel in Pittsburgh. By United, building the largest airline in the world around you. By the 27 Oldsmobile dealers in the Grand Olds game. Get the Oldsmobile Buy of the Year now during the GOG's year-end drive-away. And in part by your neighborhood McDonald's restaurants, because nobody can do it like McDonald's can. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another season of Pittsburgh Steeler football on Channel 11. Along with former Steeler All-Pro linebacker Andy Russell, I'm Sam Nover. And you may remember the last time that you met with this great ball club, Chuck Noll, as he was pulling out of Miami after winning his third Super Bowl. Andy was quoted as saying, "We have yet to peak." He knows what he's talking about. When you think about the fact that Benny Cunningham hardly played at all last year and J.T. Thomas was out for an entire season, Andy, this club could even go higher.
Well, that's right. You know, with JT's experience, I talked to him the other day. He said he's coming back, feels 100%, Sam. Benny Cunningham was really emerging as one of the really fine tight ends in the game. I think he's an extraordinary blocker. He's an excellent runner after he catches the ball. I think it'd be very interesting to see what the two of them do. I think both of them are shooting for a starting spot. We don't know.
Terry Bradshaw will quarterback the first quarter. Cliff Stout, Mike Kruzik will share the other three quarters of this ball game. Should be a lot of fun. The preseason is underway. We'll be back with the opening kickoff after these messages. Back here at Rich Stadium in Orchard Park, New York, the captains are meeting in the center of the field for the coin toss to determine which team will receive to start this football game. And Andy, I somehow think as I sit in this lovely sunshine at Rich Stadium, 81 degrees outside, that football was not meant to be played in this kind of weather.
Well, absolutely not, Sam. It's a little warm out there. The surface of the field is 50 feet below the surface of the ground. This is actually a pit. And you've got the AstroTurf, which compounds the factor of heat because it's just about 10 to 15 degrees hotter down there. So if it's 80 degrees, it's probably 95 on the field.
Well, as you see, the Steelers have won the toss, and they have elected to receive the football. And while we have a moment, the referee for this contest is Gordon McCarter. The umpire, Lou Palazzi. The head linesman, Tony Viteri. The line judge is John Everett. The back judge, Jim Kearney. The side judge, Dave Perry. The field judge, Charlie Musser. It seems like half of the program is devoted to the officials of the football game. But there they are. So the Steelers will have the football to start off the 1979 preseason. And as usual, it's almost tradition, Andy Russell, that you get us started with some play selections. What do you foresee?
Well, we'll try that. I think the Steelers really want to reestablish their running game as a dominant force as they have been in the past. You know, last year, their passing offense seemed to be what they were relying on the most. I think they want to get back to the running game. Of course, Rocky Blyer and Franco Harris are not going to play tonight, unfortunately. They're being held out to look at the young folks.
Tom Dempsey, the veteran place kicker, has put the ball on the kicking tee. Larry Anderson, number 30, is in the deep receiving spot. He is flanked on the right by Jack Delaplane, who's having just a fabulous training camp. And number 39, Rick Moser, the second-year back out of Rhode Island. Nice to have you with us. We're underway from Buffalo, New York. Anderson, right at a yard deep in the end zone. 10, 15. Now tries to reverse his field, breaks a tackle. 25 and down to the 27-yard line. Larry Anderson stopped by number 96, Tom Higgins. And so Terry Bradshaw and company will put the ball in play at the Steeler 27-yard line. Let us set the offensive unit of the Pittsburgh Steelers for you. Terry Bradshaw, number 12, will start at quarterback. His running backs, Andy has already told you that Rocky and Franco not expected to play. Sidney Thornton, number 38, is one setback. Delaplane, 35, is the other. The receivers are Stallworth, 82, Jimmy Smith, 86. And I believe that was Thornton on a straight-ahead dive off his own right tackle, stopped by Fred Smerlis and Scott Hutchinson. Second down, 9. Give Delaplane a gain of 1 yard. Thornton. Nothing doing there. He just got back to the line of scrimmage and piled up. was there to meet him head-on.
Okay, we see the toss trap. Number 38, Sid Thornton, running on the 33 trap, trying to get to the 3-hole. Obviously, he runs into a wall of Buffalo Bills. The Bills want this game. They reportedly said that this is an extremely important preseason game. They want it.
Give me a pass call here. What's it going to be?
I think they're going to go their favorite man, John Stallworth, on a crossing pattern.
Third down. Bradshaw, oh boy, intercepted by Tony Green. 45, and he's down there. Tony Green intercepting Bradshaw's first pass of the 1979 preseason. Green is a 9-year veteran out of Maryland. Buffalo goes on the offense, and they have excellent field position.
They did, in fact, run the deep crossing pattern. You see the pattern emerging here. Number 82, Stallworth coming across. Bradshaw does go to him, but it's overthrown tremendously. And number 43, Green, making an excellent reception.
So Buffalo, just shy of the Pittsburgh 45, has it first down and 10. Terry Miller, number 40, now dots the I with Curtis Brown, the upback. Joe Ferguson, the quarterback. Miller trying to sweep. Gets a couple of yards. Ham and Lambert knock him down at the Steeler 43-yard line. Second down, 7. They split the cone wide to the right. Len Willis, number 86, is the other wide receiver. Pro set backfield. Ferguson to Curtis Brown this time. He's strung out very neatly and still gets good yardage inside the 40. He'll be shy of the first down. He cut it back at the 43-yard line and finally had to be tackled by Lambert, number 58. Number 80, John Holland, now in at the wide receiver. Lou Picone, number 89, split to this side. Holland to the far side. Third down and about, let's call it a long 2. Ferguson to throw for it. Has good protection and throws it in behind his intended receiver.
He's a good receiver in that case. He was open for a split second, but he slipped and fell. And so now they're in a punt situation.
Rusty Jackson from his own 48-yard line, kicking to T. Bell. Good high kick. Fair catch called by Bell. He lets it go, and it takes a Buffalo bounce. Oh, they missed killing it down at the 8-yard line, and they finally deaden the ball at the 12 or 13.
I think Bradshaw's interception, Terry sometimes has tunnel vision. He just concentrates so well, he doesn't see what's coming across from inside.
This time Smith is split wide right. Stallworth to left on first down. Bradshaw dumps it over the center to Randy Grossman, his tight end. And Grossman gets to the 20-yard line for a gain of about 8 yards. So Bradshaw completes his first pass of the year. Grossman for an 8-yard gain.
Delay to Randy, fakes a block, and then he comes back across the middle. And Randy is such a reliable receiver. When the ball is thrown in his direction, you know he's going to catch it. He doesn't fumble. He's just an extraordinary tight end.
Delaplane 35 and Thornton 38 are still the setbacks. Second down, quick pitch to the hydroplane. Trying to get outside. Can't do it. And he's brought down at the line of scrimmage. Good flow by the Buffalo defense.
As well as his physical talent would allow him to.
Double tight end situation. Cunningham, number 89, joins Grossman, who goes in motion. Thornton trying to get the first down. The Thundering Bull breaking a tackle. I believe he has it. As he reaches the 23-yard line, Sidney Thornton may have picked up the first down of the game. We mentioned Jim Haslett's name earlier, the former Avalon High School star who played his college ball at Indiana, PA. As this game progresses, we'll isolate a camera on him and let you folks who are friends of Haslett see how he's doing. Nothing doing for Delaplane. Right back to the line of scrimmage. The blocking was not
on up.
You're right.
First down.
81 degrees here in Orchard Park, New York. Bradshaw to throw again. And it's incomplete. In and out of the hands of Jimmy Smith. Long, Buffalo has taken out 2 of their linebackers, Haslett being one of them. Replaced them by a 4th down lineman and a 5th defensive back, Steve Freeman, 22. Third and 10, great protection. Thornton across the middle, shy of the first down, and a nice open field tackle by Lucius Sanford, 57. As he tripped up Thornton about the 31-yard line. If Sidney had gotten by him, Andy, I think the first down was his.
Okay, we see number 12, Bradshaw, dropping back. He has excellent protection. Sam Davis, 57, doing a good job. Larry Brown, he hits Sidney very well, leads him. Sidney doesn't have to slow down, but it's an excellent tackle there by Lucius Sanford.
So it's 4th down. Craig Colquitt back at the Steeler 20 to get off his first punt. He just did, and a good high one. Solomon at the 35. And he has nowhere to go. The great special teams of the Steelers in effect again, as rookie Roland Solomon took the ball at his own 35, may have gotten a couple of yards. They will start here after the Colquitt punt from their own 38-yard line. Ferguson, the quarterback. Miller, 40. Curtis Brown, 47 are the setbacks. Throws the home run ball down the sidelines and almost intercepted by Blunt. Pass was intended for number 48, Mike Kurtman.
Great play.
2nd down. They split Jerry Butler 49 wide left. He was their second first-round draft choice. They lost their first-round choice, Tom Cousineau, to Canada. And a whistle. Miller was a ball carrier, but there may be delay of game against Buffalo. You say Cousineau, I say Cousineau.
You're probably right.
And probably not. 2nd down, 15. Ferguson with the split backs. Directly back to pass. Over the middle, he's got a man wide open. Luke McComb. 1st down, Buffalo at the midfield stripe. Steelers have an all-new front four. Dwayne Board, the rookie at left end. Beasley, 65, left tackle. Dunn, 67, the right tackle. And I think it was Dunn who hit the ball carrier head-on right there for no gain. Banaszak, 76, is a right end. Lou Picone is split wide to the left. Kurtman is on the near side. They go to the I formation. 2nd down, 8. No score in the game. Miller, the sweep. Who plays it better than Jack Ham? Nobody. Ron Johnson coming up from the left cornerback for support. And also assisting on the tackle for the...
I think they're playing with maximum intensity. That's just the way they are. They don't know any different speed. That's their one speed.
3rd down, 6. Passing situation for Ferguson from the Steeler 45. Good pressure. He's got a man open, and he overthrew him. Number 1 draft choice,
Our punter.
Bob Cameron, a rookie from Acadia in Canada. Kicking the ball to T-Bell, another Buffalo bounce. They avoid killing it, and now finally get it at the 8-yard line. So the Steelers will again start very deep in their own territory. So with 5:45 to go in the first quarter, it is scoreless. The Steelers with a 1st down situation. Hello there. Well, you know football season is back, don't you, Russell? Pretty cheerleaders on the sidelines.
Yes, all the teams have them now except Pittsburgh.
Thornton finding, fumbles the ball! Buffalo indicating they have it, and they do at the Steeler 15-yard line, I believe. Thornton with an excellent gain had moved the ball to the 15-yard line. You could see the ball pop out of his hands. Charlie Romes wants the ball. Well, I guess I was as premature as the Bills because they're not going to get it. Look at it again and see how it all happened.
Okay, Bradshaw 12 handing off to Sidney. He makes a good cut here behind 72 Jerry Mullins block. Outside, cuts back, runs over some people, keeps up, just slipped out. He really didn't have a good grip on it. I don't think it was punched out. And we really can't see who ends up with it.
Lucius Sanford, 57, jarred him, and that may have caused the fumble. But it's still Pittsburgh ball. Bradshaw back to pass. Throws the home run ball for Smith. He's got him! Oh! Great defensive play, I believe, by Mario Clark, who may have got a hand on it just as it was cradled by Smith.
Oh, incredible play, Sam. The Terry hit the fan and the button that time. We can't see whether Mario got his hand on the ball. We'll take a look at it here. Bradshaw dropping back. Excellent protection. They're giving him all day. That's what he needs. Okay, the ball. Watch number 29, Mario Clark, reach out and just grab his arm. I think that's all it took. Good play by Mario Clark, who's been a Pro Bowl player. Excellent player.
Bradshaw put it right on the money. 5:09 to go. Scoreless first quarter. 3rd down, 3 for Bradshaw. Delaplane in the backfield with Sidney Thornton. Terry with time again, and he overthrew Stallworth. He threw it high, and it was only almost intercepted by Charlie Romes.
Oh, we were lucky there, Sam. That ball should never have been thrown. Terry, he's looking rusty. He's looking like it's the first exhibition game. He probably wants that one back because he threw it right into Charlie Rome's hands. It would have been a touchdown had he not thrown it so hard that Rome couldn't handle it.
These exhibition games are great for players and announcers, too, aren't they? Work out all the kinks. Colquitt. Spiral, short one, too. takes a Pittsburgh bounce, and still in play in Buffalo territory at the 48-yard line. So Colquitt got a pretty good bounce there, as it almost died at his own 40 and took a bounce into Buffalo territory, and Ferguson will have it now in play.
The offense.
And they were 5-11. The Steeler front four, starting front four, back in there again. First down for Ferguson. Play action. Chase is on. Taves and Ham on the blitz. Ferguson out of bounds. A lot of running for naught. Ham ran him out, and I think he got back to the line of scrimmage. The man out of bounds to the right sideline. I always marvel at his great lateral movement.
Well, he has extraordinary speed. Well, we have an offside. Steve Furness looked as though he jumped. However, it might have been the Buffalo team that drew him off. No?
Devlin and Greenwood on this side doing some pushing and shoving.
Freeze the bad guy.
Bad guy, you got it. Pacone, 89. One receiver, 49. Butler is the other. This is Curtis Brown, and he's run out of bounds on the far side. Brown now in his third year, 5'10", 203 out of Mizzou. Trying to keep the drive alive in a scoreless first quarter. 4.5 minutes to play. Brown put his head down, and who knows, he's close. Banaszak is on top, 76. The interesting thing, while we wait for them to unpile, to determine which defensive end would start on the right side, White or John Banaszak, would you believe they flipped a coin before the ball game and White won? That's how evenly matched those two great football players are. That's rather unprecedented. Andy, I don't remember ever hearing of that before.
No, I think that's just incredible that they are that evenly matched. I imagine that each one of them thinks that he's slightly superior, but I'll give Banaszak credit. He lost the flip, and he said, you know, Dwight just had a fantastic training camp. He played very well. We got a first down here for Buffalo. But, you know, he didn't have any hard feelings about it. They both get along very well. They respect each other's abilities, and it's an unusual situation.
That's probably a theme that we will carry throughout all of our preseason telecasts, and I think you'll hear a lot of it, Andy. The fact that this club is deeper, perhaps, than it's ever been in its history, yet it's won 3 Super Bowls already. When you got Banaszak and White playing equally, and the competition at right linebacker with Taves and Cole, and JT coming back to challenge Ron Johnson, we just have an outstanding football club if they stay healthy. Miller may have gained a yard at the absolute most. Reuben Gant out in front of him, but the incomparable 59 Jack Ham just sifted through the interference and made the stop on Miller. 3:40 to go, scoreless first quarter. Second down, 9. Bills have it. Pittsburgh's 41-yard line. Nobody has really mounted much of an offense at all. Both teams just barely missing on the bomb. The chase is on. Banaszak with a brilliant sack back at the 45. Ferguson tried to turn away from him.
Great
But
sack.
the Eastern Michigan star with that great quickness just reached out and grabbed him.
Take a shot here from ground level. Ferguson 12 dropping back. He senses, he sees Banaszak. He tries to spin, reverse field. Banaszak makes an incredible tackle. That's what the Steelers need, pressure on that quarterback. It's hard to establish a passing attack when you have that kind of pressure.
3:11 to go on a moving clock. Third down and a quarter of a mile for Buffalo, back at their own 45.
Steelers going with their 4 linebacker defense. Dirt Winston in there.
Ferguson, he may have been hit as he was releasing the football. The only man in the area was Jerry Butler, 49. T-Bell back at his own 18-yard line awaiting the punt. He'll have a chance to return this one at the 17. Nothing doing. Good coverage by the Bills. Marvin Schweitzer, number 21, was down there. And Sidney Thornton, 38, the running backs. Mike Kadish, 71, is now in at defensive end. Good hole for Delaplane as he squirms his way to the 24-yard line in the grasp of Tony Green, the free safety.
Take a look at hydroplane here. See the cross block with 57, Sam Davis breaking through hydroplane number 35. Big hole. You know, Jack has been looking probably the best he's looked since his rookie year. He had knee problems. He's had a very extraordinary camp.
Gain of 8 yards by Jack. Second down and 2. Shy of the Pittsburgh 25-yard line. Here's Thornton with a first down. And the Thundering Bull crosses the 30 to about the 31-yard line. And the Steelers now starting to move the ball just a little bit on the ground. Let's quickly set their offensive unit for you. The All-Pro center, Mike Webster, 52. Davis 57, Jerry Mullins 72 at the guards, Larry Brown 79, John Cope 55 at the tackles, and Grossman, I believe, is a tight end. Yes, he is. Randy coming to the near side. First down, Pittsburgh, 1:40 to go, scoreless in the first quarter. Bradshaw play action, has all day. Over the middle, Grossman at the midfield, 45-yard line, and finally is wrestled out of bounds on the far side. He would not go down. He looked like Benny Cunningham on that one. But a first down for the Steelers, Bradshaw to Grossman.
The Bills were in a zone defense that time, and Randy got in behind their intermediate drop zone and was wide open. We'll take a look at it here on the replay. Bradshaw finding Randy, took his time, had that great time. Grossman in the open, and we see he's a good runner. He's an underrated runner. He's fighting, and I'll give the Bills credit. I almost call them the Bulls. The Bills credit. It is early in the preseason.
Yes, it is. First down. Flare pass out to Thornton. He hasn't got anybody there. Going to try to do it on his own. Breaks the tackle to the 40-yard line. Well, Sidney, who has been accused in the past of not having good hands, has caught a couple of passes from Bradshaw, and the Steelers going to their backs a little bit. That's somewhat of a surprise.
Well, it is, and I see Sidney, 38, walking back to the huddle. He looked awfully nifty on that last play. Bradshaw going to Sidney here as a really primary receiver, and he makes an excellent cross-field cut. And watch that, spins out of it. It's the kind of running the Steelers are looking for.
Back live, second down, 2. Bradshaw wants to throw some more. Throws it out, and it's intercepted. Intended that pass for Jim Smith, and Rome has it. And he's backed up shy of the Buffalo 40-yard line. Bradshaw has been intercepted for the second time in this quarter. And that ends a possible scoring threat by the Steelers, the first one of the day. I said Rome, let's give it to Mariel Clark, number 29. Not 26.
Mario Clark is an excellent player, but it did look as though Brad either missed his mark considerably, or the wide receiver Jimmy Smith just hooked up in a little bit different area than Brad anticipated.
It looked like Clark was the intended receiver. It was right in his hands. It had to be a mix-up on the batter. This is Miller squeezing through a small hole to the 41-yard line. Terry Miller, the ball carrier. Willie Parker out in front of him, trying to clear the way. Number 70, Joe Devlin. The Steelers now with their second front four. You see Beasley, 65. Dwayne Board is the rookie, 6'4", 241 out of North Carolina A&T. The Steelers' fifth-round draft choice.
He has a good chance of making the club, Sam, I understand. He looks very good quickness, and he's a tough kid, learns well. They're high on him.
And that is not an easy position to make this ball club.
It certainly is.
Well, we have come to the end of the first quarter here in Orchard Park, New York. As you look at Joe Ferguson go over to confer with his head coach, Chuck Knox. The score at the end of one quarter, Pittsburgh nothing, Buffalo nothing. Russell, Sam Nover back at Rich Stadium in Orchard Park, New York. We've completed one quarter of a scoreless preseason game, the opener for both teams. And incidentally, Pittsburgh and Buffalo have met only once ever in the preseason. The Steelers winning that back in 1977, I believe it was, 28-24, Three River Stadium.
You know, Buffalo has never won a preseason opener, Sam. They want this game.
Let's keep their record intact. Ferguson, 50-yard line to the 45, and down he goes. A first down for Buffalo. Lauren Taves is the man who covered him, but Ferguson went back to pass, couldn't find anybody open, and ran with the football for a first down.
That's another thing good defenses are vulnerable to. If they're really going all out to make that sack, you can see Ferguson seeing the big hole, breaking up the middle. He's a good runner. Gary Dunn, 67, chasing him. And he eventually goes down. I think his coach is glad he went down. Chuck Knox. They don't like to see their quarterbacks running in preseason.
Wide receivers are Pacone, 89, Butler, 49. First down, Buffalo with their deepest penetration of the day in possession of the ball. No, I guess it isn't, Andy. They've been down a little tighter than that. Curtis Brown, the ball carrier, got inside the 45 to about the 42-yard line, stopped by White, 78, and Wagner, 23. It seems like the whole first quarter was played in Pittsburgh territory. Steelers had possessions that began at their 8, their 12, their 17, and their 20-yard lines. So they have not exactly had ideal field position.
No, but the defenses have been playing very well on both sides, and typically the defense is a little bit ahead of the offense at this stage of the exhibition season.
2nd down 7 for Buffalo. Butler is from Clemson, number 49, just out of your picture at the bottom. Len Willis at the top. Ferguson wants to throw it again. Intended for Willis. JT with the coverage, and it's overthrown. Some of the Buffalo fans wanted interference as Willis turned into J.T. Thomas. What a great story Thomas is. What a tremendous thrill for all of his fans to see him back, Andy. I know you feel just great about the fact that he's come back after having to sit out with that blood disorder.
Oh, he is a excellent football player. I think we tend to forget in light of how well Ron Johnson played last year, but JT has extraordinary talent. That particular play was just a good demonstration of it. It almost looked like the offensive man was covering him. JT took the inside, and there was no way they're going to complete that pass.
Another young man you might keep your eye on in the middle of the Steeler defensive line is 65, Tom Beasley. They believe he is ready, they being the Steeler coaches. 2nd year, Virginia Tech. Strong as the Dickens. Working on DeLamielleure. He'll get a great test today. Ferguson over the middle. He's got his man at the 25-yard line. The flag is down. Complete to Lou Pacone. The second one he's caught. Donnie Shell brought him down. But a penalty marker is down, and let's wait and see what this is all about.
Pacone again finding that open seam crossing the middle. Ferguson moving up to find out what the penalty was.
Well, it was pass interference against Donnie Shell. And so, of course, the play will stand. Buffalo has the 1st down at the Pittsburgh 25-yard line. This, without question, is their deepest penetration. It's the deepest either team has been in a scoreless game. 13-15 to go 2nd quarter.
You know, if you're going to interfere, Sam, you'd think you'd interfere enough to cause an incomplete pass, right? Seems like an irrelevant call in this situation.
You're going to do the job, do it right, huh? From the I formation, number 40, Miller dots the I. He gets the ball. A crunching block by DeLamielleure, and he's out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Joe DeLamielleure, 7-year veteran out of Michigan State, leading the way for Terry Miller. And DeLamielleure, who has been one of the premier offensive linemen in the National Football League, quoted as saying this year he wants to prove that he is the absolute best. 68, Andy.
Let's take a look at it. We see 68 pulling out in front, and he goes after number 47, Mel Blount. Mel will leap out of his way, not absorb the block. He makes his containment. He's expecting to have help from the inside, so we can't blame Mel on that one. He has to contain the play.
1st down at the Pittsburgh 14-yard line. Miller 40, Brown 47, the setbacks. Now they shift into the I. Miller to about the 11-yard line. Stacked up by the center of the Pittsburgh defense, Donnie Shell, 31 getting off the top. Taves, 51, is also there.
Beasley made good penetration on that one to force Terry Miller to bounce back inside a little bit quicker than he wanted to.
White, 78, got off the bottom of the pile. Gain of, well, they've given him 4 yards. I think they're being generous, Andy. Let's give him a long 3. 2nd down 7. Buffalo has it.
This is where the Steelers get tough down here, this type of yardage.
Play action. He's got a man in the end zone. Reuben Gant. Tight end Reuben Gant taking the touchdown pass from quarterback Joe Ferguson, and the Bills have drawn first blood 6-0.
Those loyal fans that are here are extraordinarily excited about that play. I just said how tough the Steelers are to score in this situation. We'll take a look at the replay. Ferguson lofting the ball, taking advantage of Reuben Gant's tremendous height advantage at 6'5" over Donnie Shaw, who's probably about 5'10". And Donnie was on him. It was just almost an impossible thing to defend against. Very well executed.
Bob Chandler will hold for the extra point attempt by Dempsey. So with 11:35 to play in the half, Buffalo has scored the extra point, and they lead 7-0. There's a timeout on the field to score again. Buffalo 7, Pittsburgh 0. Over Andy Russell back in Orchard Park, New York. A happy Joe Ferguson having thrown an 11-yard touchdown pass to his tight end Reuben Gant. And Dempsey having converted, Buffalo leads 7-0. And Dempsey now will kick it deep to Larry Anderson, number 30. Moser, 39, and Delaplane, 35, are back there with Anderson. That one goes out of bounds. And so he'll have to go back to the 30-yard line. Andy, I know we were talking before the broadcast, and you were impressed with the size of Reuben Gant. He's always been dangerous for Ferguson, I think, inside the 20-yard line.
Well, he is, Sam. He's not only a good receiver. I can remember watching back when he was splitting time with Paul Seymour, the former Steeler for 1 week.
The infamous Paul Seymour.
Right, and I felt at that time that he was probably a better tight end than Seymour, at least a more dangerous receiver by far, and really as good a blocker. I was impressed with his quickness in blocking. And in that particular case, they almost threw what used to be termed the alley-oop pass, because he just lofted it, and there wasn't much Donnie Shell could do.
So he'll kick it again, he being Tom Dempsey, in a 7-0 Buffalo lead. Anderson will run this one back from his 15. 25. Tripson goes down at the 37-yard line, maybe the 36 where his knee hit. And so the Steelers, with their best field position of the day thus far, Roland Solomon is the man who stopped him. And let's see who comes on at quarterback. It's Mike Kruzik, number 15. At the outset, we told you Bradshaw would play just the first quarter. And so Mike Kruzik, 15, has come on to quarterback the Steelers.
Of course, Bradshaw's been nursing some injuries, and Kruzik has always looked good, Sam. Every time he's been in the game, he's always looked good.
Dexter Green, the rookie from Iowa State, number 28. Rick Moser, 39. The setbacks and Shane Nelson, number 59. Or the Bills would have had their third interception.
You think it's possible that Dexter Green was looking right into the sun on that, because the ball looked as though it was directly in his hands, and it looked like he couldn't handle it. He lost it somehow.
Without sounding like we're making an excuse for Green, I think you're absolutely right.
See, if you see the shadows on the field, the sun is right in his eyes.
T. Bell goes wide left, Jimmy Smith to the right. You can see Bell at the top of your screen. Green and Moser the setbacks. That's Moser. Met head on by the man who almost had the interception on the previous play, Shane Nelson, third-year linebacker out of Baylor. I don't believe Jimmy Haslett is in there now. I'm scanning the field, and he is not, but when he gets back in, and we presume he'll see more action, we'll isolate on Haslett for you, the former Avalon High School star who went on to play his college ball at Indiana, Pennsylvania. I didn't realize, Andy, that he was so large. They've got Haslett listed at 6'3", 230. He's a big young man, and he's had a chance to start here for Buffalo, inasmuch as Cousino, their number one choice from Ohio State, went to Buffalo. Third down for Kruzik. Looking downfield, he throws it incomplete. Flag is down, perhaps interference. And if so, it'll be an automatic first down for the Steelers. It's shy of the first down marker. Charlie Rooms could be the culprit, 26.
Good call, Sam. I have to go with that one. I think 26 was on his back.
Well, that's what you get from having good spotters. Wally Sterner, Tony Vacanti spotting for us here in Buffalo as usual.
That sun could be a real problem for the Steelers. I don't think it's going to last much longer. It's almost dipping below the rim of the stadium, but right now it's straight in the Steelers' eyes.
10:32 to go second quarter. The Bills lead at 7-0, but Pittsburgh has a first down at its 45. Dexter Green, stutter stepping to the 47, maybe the 48-yard line.
Dexter Green,
Green from all reports, and from having observed personally Andy at Latrobe, has a tremendous amount of talent, a lot of intelligence, has learned the system very quickly. The thing he's got going against him is obvious to the naked eye. The young man is only 5'9", 170 pounds, a rookie from Iowa State.
Well, I'd like to see him give him a real good chance, not just because he's from the Big Eight, but he's I think size can be overrated, particularly in a running back.
2nd down, 9. Kruzik to throw it again. Floats this one to Jimmy Smith. First down at the 35-yard line of Buffalo. Perfectly thrown pass by Kruzik. He didn't muscle up on it at all. He just floated it out to Smith, who was in the seam of the Buffalo defense. And the Steelers have a first down.
Okay, we've got a replay here. 15, Mike Kruzik dropping back. Excellent protection. And really muscling that middle guard, number 76. And that was not one of Kruzik's better passes. It did take quite a long time to get there, but that's kind of typical of Mike. He doesn't throw a real strong pass, but he gets it there. He just gets the job done.
Again, he liked that one so much, he goes back to Smith. Oh, look at that. Intercepted by Buffalo. Mario Clark with his 2nd interception after that frightful collision between Jim Smith and, I believe, Tony Green, the free safety. Wow.
Mario Clark is charged up today.
We'll be back to look at it again. Right now, there's a timeout on the field to score Buffalo 7, Pittsburgh nothing.
It's here.
Mario. Got it, Andy.
Okay, Mike drops back. Again, he was not hurried here. He tries to hit the man over the middle. I believe it's Jimmy Smith, and he is met very strongly by Tony Green, and actually Mario got himself a little bit of a gift there. He was trailing. He was in a trail position. He's intercepted so many, he looks like he's exhausted.
So Buffalo has it first down now at their own 21-yard line. Steelers with a number of defensive changes. Lauren Taves, Robin Cole, the outside linebackers, Dirt Winston, 53 in the middle. And the new quarterback for Buffalo is David Mays, the ex-Cleveland Brown. In his 4th year, pitches to Curtis Brown, and he gets to maybe the 23-yard line. Curtis Brown, 47, the ball carrier. Stopped there by Furness, 64, and Winston, 53.
Excellent job by Lauren Taves playing off the blocker that time, containing the play, forcing it back into Winston. I think that Lauren has had the injury problem, Sam, over the last couple of years, and if he can get rid of those problems, he's going to really be a fine linebacker, as Robin Cole is.
I'm glad you pointed that out, Andy. It dawned on me as you were talking about containment. The subtleties of the game are rarely talked about by announcers. We talk about the men who made the tackle, not the men who turned the play in so the tackle can be made.
Well, sometimes we don't know who turned it in.
2nd down, 8. Roland Hooks going the other way, and he twists his way to the 25-yard line. JT, 24, is the man who made the stop on him. And so it'll be 3rd down, and let's call it 6 yards to go for Buffalo. David Mays, as I mentioned, the quarterback, 4th year out of Texas Southern. Spent a few years in the Cleveland Brown organization, had a couple of shots, and just never got himself over the top. He could not take Brian Sipes' job away from him.
You might remember 2 years ago when he came in against Pittsburgh in the Pittsburgh-Cleveland game in Three Rivers.
Down 38 to something. He put 4 touchdowns on the board or something like that, didn't he?
That's right. He had an incredible game.
Flag is down. Maybe a free play for Mays. The blitz is on. They've got him back at the 10-yard line. Great pressure by Robin Cole. Also, Zach Valentine, the Steelers' number 2 draft choice out of East Carolina, who wears number 54, but I believe they may have jumped offside.
Yeah, I think it's a case where we got a big play that's nullified by an offsides penalty. You know, Joe Green used to, when I was playing, lead the league in offsides, something he took great pride over. But in that case, he always has to have that jump on the ball, and he works at it. We'll take a look here and see what the official has to say.
Referee Gordon McCarter, now the bad guy in the black hat.
Okay, we can see Joe jumping across. He did make contact with the center, and they've called the penalty. 5 yards against us.
Well, that won't give him a first down. It's going to be 3rd down again and less than a yard to go. Here's referee Gordon McCarter.
Okay. Offside. Number 75, defense. Third down.
Well, we know the field, Mike, works, don't we?
You know, Sam, I can remember one instant when we were playing, and Joe Green jumped offsides consecutively about 4 times in a row, and the official came up to me and said, look, Mr. Official, he says, I know I'm right, you're wrong, I'm not going to change, you better stop calling it because you're going to look awful foolish. And the official just gave up calling it.
3rd down and 1. They're jammed in there. Steelers with a 7-man front. Mays the quarterback. Curtis Brown, marker is down. I don't know. He got across the 30 to maybe the 31-yard line. Penalty marker is down again, so let's see what this one is all about. We're in a holding pattern with 7:27 to go in the second quarter. Buffalo leads at 7-0. If you joined us late, on an 11-yard touchdown pass from Joe Ferguson to Reuben Gant, they indicate first down Buffalo, so I guess it must be right. L.C. Greenwood getting off the bottom of the pile. And the Bills, see whether they'll bring the chains in or not.
You know, I just thought of something, Sam. Watching short yardage, and that was a short yardage situation, is typically one of the dullest plays in football to watch. But to be a player out there, it's one of the most exciting, and it's really just that minute capturing of a half a foot, you know, that's so critical, and you get yourself geared up. It's one of the few times we don't read anything. You don't have to make any judgments. You just line up and you blow off the ball and you hope you make it.
Plow straight ahead.
Unfortunately, that time they made it.
They did. They got enough. I still would love the chains to come out. I can't believe it. They've got the ball spotted just over the 35. And I think the sticks were clear. Well, what difference does it make? It's a first down. Rowland hooks the ball carrier, coming to the near side. He'll run out of ground and out of bounds. Taves was over there. Steve Furness and the Steelers now getting the needle from some of the Buffalo fans for perhaps overplaying that particular run just a little bit. But I guess when you can get the shot, you take it. Some of the Buffalo partisans here, there aren't really all that many, although now as I look around, it seems to have filled up a little bit. Maybe as many as 35,000 here. Let's pause 5 seconds for station identification.
This is 11 Alive, WIC-TV Pittsburgh.
Sam Nover, Andy Russell, back in Orchard Park, New York. It's second quarter time. The Steelers and Buffalo Bills in their respective preseason opener. The Bills lead at 7-0. Second down and 12. Who did he say is wearing number 8? Reuben Gant. He isn't on my scorecard. Intercepted by Wagner. 35, down at the 30-yard line. He was just lurking around the 45-yard line. You could sense it coming. But the Steelers' brilliant free safety, Mike Wagner, has an interception.
Oh, great adjective, Sam. Lurking is perfect, because there he saw that one coming a long time. And Wags has that ability to fool people, to sit back. Not, you know, there's a tendency to get over anxious.
There's a timeout on the field. The score is Buffalo 7, Pittsburgh nothing.
There's a beer that's going round all the hottest spots in town. Everybody calls it Icy Light. It's really getting through to the ones who like a lighter brew. They're calling for Icy Light. It's the taste that says today. That's why your friends all say, hey, give me an Icy Light. Hey, give me an Icy Light. An Icy Light.
I'm gonna get you, Mean Joe Green.
I want you, Rocky Blair. You too, Lambert. Get your hands on the Steelers. 4 Super Steeler glasses with 3 Pittsburgh Steelers on each. You'll get a 16-ounce glass filled with Coke, Tab, or any soft drink for 69 cents.
Gotcha, Banaszak.
The Super Steeler Glasses Collector Set, only at McDonald's.
Bradshaw, you're beautiful.
This week's class features Terry Bradshaw, Mike Webster, and L.C. Greenwood.
There's the pride of Western Illinois, 9-year veteran Mike Wagner with a Steeler interception. Let's see how he got it.
Okay, 10 Mays dropping back. He really, I don't think, sees Mike. Mike is hanging right over the middle. When he goes to his man, he never saw Mike. And 23 steps inside and advances the ball a few yards. But that great interception by Mike Wagner. And he has a knack for that. He's a big play kind of guy. He does it. In fact, he does it in the most crucial situations.
Holland was the intended receiver. So Mays has been intercepted for the first time in the game. Krusik with excellent field position trying to get the Steelers even again at 7-7. Second man through. Nothing doing there. He may have gained a yard or two inside the 30. Shane Nelson is the man who made the stop on Dexter Green, 28. Free agent running back from Iowa State. Set all sorts of records in the Big 8 Conference. And he wasn't too small to play Big 8 football. That's for sure.
Well, there have been a lot of great players, Sam, that haven't been tall, and I don't think there's a real premium in a running back to be 6'3". I don't see where the advantage is.
Second down, 8 Steelers at the Buffalo 28-yard line. Krusik to Green again. Dexter cuts it up. Almost to the 25, and a flag is down. In fact, 2 of them are down. 77, Steve Corson leading the way.
Flag down.
Dee Hardison is the man who made the stop, and the officials now discussing that play. Green came shy of the 25. He gained a couple of yards, but it may come back here. Holding against the Steelers. Oh, that old bugaboo. I hate that call, Andy. I just hate it more than any call in football.
It hurts you. It's a difficult call to make. It's not an obvious thing generally. It's not somebody just reaching out and tackling the defender. It's some subtle thing where his arms get out there and they claim he hooked them. Here's the bad guy in the black hat.
Holding, number 63, offense, also 39, offense.
Well, we had a couple of holding. One of them was Tom Dornbrook, the North Hills native, who's getting a shot at making the Steelers after being on the injured reserve list all of last year. Dornbrook replacing Webster at center. Over the middle, quick pitch, complete. Dexter Green brought down a good open field tackle by Steve Freeman, 5-year veteran from Mississippi, who's in there playing free safety for Tony Green at the moment. But Freeman with a very neat tackle.
Okay, we'll take a look at the Steelers in this situation. Krusik dropping back. Dexter Green is someone that the Steeler linebackers had difficulty covering in camp. He pauses here a second to make a move that might have worked in the Big 8, Sam, but it didn't work here.
So it's third down. The Steelers with about 14 yards for the first down. Krusik will have to put it up. Over the middle again to Green. He'll try it. They've got 4 men around him. Great coverage by the Bills. And he's run out by Isaiah Robertson. He picked up substantial yardage, but not enough for the first down. Let's see where they spot the ball, Andy. I think it's at about the 25-yard line. And so the Steeler kick unit on now, and they will attempt a field goal. Matt Bahr, the Penn Stater, out of a Craig Colquitt hold, will attempt a 41-yard field goal. So Matt Bahr's place-kicking debut, a 41-yard field goal attempt.
It's a 41-yard attempt.
He's got enough leg, and it is good. Matt Bahr has boomed a 41-yarder to get the Steelers on the board. And I am impressed with the strength of his leg, Andy. Not bad.
Well, that was excellent. That's an awfully big kick for that young man in this situation, fighting for a job. Great follow-through, and he had plenty of distance. He had a slight curve on it, so he's like most sidewinders. He's got to gauge that spin right through the middle of the uprights. Big kick for him.
And that ball went through and over the crossbar halfway up the uprights. You get the feeling that he could have kicked that one nearly 50 yards. That would have traveled 50 yards and perhaps been good.
Well, that's right. You know, they always talk about you've got to wait and see on these college kickers. They're not used to kicking off the turf. They're used to these special devices to hold the ball off. They can use different type shoes in college. They can use their own ball. It looks as though Matt Bahr can do his own thing on the NFL rules.
Let's see how he does on the kickoff now. In the deep receiving spots, Roland Solomon, 28, and Mike Harris, 33. Bahr with an excellent kick. Inside the 5, about the 2-yard line. Solomon to the 20, finds the hole, 30-yard line. Almost lost the ball. He changed hands just as he was being hit by Mel Blount, and he almost coughed it up. To his credit, he did not.
It's not a real good idea to change your arm in a crowd.
I wouldn't think so.
No, I don't think. But he held on to it, so we won't second guess him.
So David Mays comes on to quarterback the Bills again. Buffalo leading 7-3, 5.5 minutes to go first half. Hope you're enjoying this one on WIIC Pittsburgh, WTAJ Altoona, or WBOY Clarksburg, West Virginia. Mays almost got him from behind. He completes the pass to Reuben Gant, his tight end, and Dirt Winston leveled him right there at the 35-yard line.
Oh, he was hit, too. You could see Reuben Gant looking at Dirt, saying, who was that? Winston is really one of the Steelers' finest hitters. We'll take a look at it. You can see Mays dropping back, getting pretty good protection. He finds Gant on a little slip over the middle. And Dirt, really with not much force, just picks him up and puts him down.
A reminder, the Steelers' next preseason game is Saturday at Three Rivers Stadium against the New York Giants. You can see that one on tape delay Sunday afternoon at 4:30. Next Sunday at 4:30, on a delayed basis, we'll have the Steelers and Giants. Now Dirt Winston doing some pushing and shoving in the middle of the pile. Robin Cole is the man who made the stop on the ball carrier, Curtis Brown. So it'll be third down and a couple of yards for Buffalo to sustain the drive. They lead here 7-3.
Dirt Winston is, I think, a very exciting player. Unfortunately, he plays behind what I think is the finest middle linebacker in pro football, and Jack Lambert, who just does it all, Sam.
Double tight end situation. Number 94, Joe Shipp, out of Southern California, joins Reuben Gant. Third down and short yardage. And the Steelers jammed in there. You see Tony Dungy on the near side. Brown tried to go outside, and he didn't make it, I don't think. He juggled the football for a moment. He looked like he was trying to switch arms with the ball as he cut back.
If he made it crawling.
Zach Valentine was there. Dirt Winston it was, along with Beasley, 65. You're right, Andy. It's just unfortunate for Winston. He's got to play behind Lambert because he'd probably start on almost any other team in the National Football League. But then again, that's to the Steelers' credit. They have such great depth.
They do. They're five linebackers. Got to be. Okay, we'll take an isolation here on Winston. Get an idea what kind of a hitter he is. Slides down the line. Keeps that good lateral movement. Good job by 56 Robin Cole, and that's a typical hit. Actually, for Brown's good fortune, he got a little bit lower than Dirt did on that time.
So the Bills will not gamble. Cameron goes back to punt it away in the neighborhood of his 25-yard line. And T. Bell in the deep receiving spot for the Steelers. Larry Douglas, 26, is an up man, as is Delaplane, 35. Douglas is the fastest man of the Steelers squad. I hope for all of our sakes he gets the ball once today. He runs a 4.340, not this time. That's T. Bell. 35, 40, 45, midfield. He's got a block out in front of him and out of bounds. An excellent return by T. Bell. They ran him out in the neighborhood of the Buffalo 42-yard line. And if my mathematics is correct, that'll be a return of 28 yards by T. Bell.
Take a look at this on replay. There he is immediately fighting. Didn't have time to take it up and then break to the outside to get to that wall that we talked about earlier in the game. Good blocking. And here he's trying to use his blocker, breaking inside. And really a pretty good play by number 35 of the Bills. Who is 35, Sam?
Jack Delaplane.
No, of the Bills.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here's a pass out to Moser. Breaks a tackle. 40-yard line, and he's put down right there. He gained a couple of yards. 35 is Mike Collier, the former Pittsburgh Steeler. Andy, you played with him.
How could I forget?
Well, he probably didn't wear 35 as a Steeler. That's how you forgot.
I'm supposed to know those kind of things, don't I? No, but it was a good play by Mike. I didn't really know he was much of a defensive player, because that play might have gone all the way had he not, bought time for the rest of his pursuit to catch up.
Gain of 2 yards on the pass from Kruzik to Moser. Second down and 8, spotted on the Buffalo 40-yard line. Dexter Green, 28, and Moser, 39 to setbacks. Play action, Kruzik all day. Throws it out. Green, a diving attempt at the catch, and he couldn't hold on. And that was one of the few times that you'll see Mike Kruzik try to gun the ball in there, Andy. I think that pass may have called for a little more floating touch. He was trying to get it over the defenders. Haslett, 55, was in pursuit, but Jimmy was no match for the speed of Dexter Green. Haslett coming off the field now. We'll get him in isolation one time. So it's now 3rd down and 8 for Pittsburgh at the Buffalo 40-yard line. 3 minutes, 1 second left in the first half. Buffalo leads at 7-3. Ferguson to Gant, 11-yard touchdown pass. Matt Bahr has a 41-yard field goal, and you're up to date. Hardison has Prusick, and it's all over for Michael.
The Bills' defense has looked awfully good today. They're charged up. That was their big weakness last year, no question about it. They gave up 200 yards a game on the ground. And we see the pressure coming up. Good. The Bill players stuck with it. And when Mike decided to run, he was caught. But their defense was weak last year, and that's got to be where they make their improvement if they're going to do it.
So Craig Colquitt will punt it away to Solomon from his 40-yard line. Good high kick by Craig. Solomon, fair catching, he's going to let it bounce. And he's gaming for the coffin corner, and he's got it at the 1-yard line.
Oh,
phenomenal. Who was down there to save it? I believe it was Dwayne Woodruff, the rookie cornerback out of Louisville. It may have gone out on its own anyway, but Woodruff was there to make sure at the 1-yard line.
Yeah, the coaches told me that Colquitt is really one of the cool customers in the business. He just has an ability to concentrate, and he's better when the action's live. He doesn't punt real well in practice. We see the ball. He angles it almost out of bounds, and it takes that good bounce. And Dwayne Woodruff, 49, a defensive cornerback that the Steelers are very high on, takes it out on the 1-yard line. Phenomenal play.
So the Steelers have the Bills with their backs to the wall here. There you see the offensive front. They've gone with a veteran front here. Parker is the center. McKenzie, DeLamielleure the guards. Jones 72 and Devlin 70 the tackles. And David Mays has his work cut out for him. Curtis Brown to about the 3-yard line. And all you can do, I guess, Andy, as a running back is just stay low to the ground and try to burrow your way out.
Well, I think in this situation, Sam, that's correct. The traditional theory, you see Curtis Brown, 47, is down with I hope he's just, slightly injured here. Perhaps he got the wind knocked out of him. We won't try to guess. But traditional theory is just to try to take the ball in 2 plays and knock it out of there. Get 3-4 yards at a crack, and then possibly go to the air. And the defense knows that, and they just gear up to stop that type of play.
That's the time left in the first half. A 7-3 Buffalo lead. Brown is now up and being helped off the field. And while we have a moment, our broadcast area has never looked better. We are adorned with the loveliness of 10-year-old Amy Russell on this particular trip, and delighted to have her with us, Andy.
Oh, she's doing a great job here as a spotter for me. You can see how I know all the numbers of all the players.
Yeah, she's your spotter, huh?
No, I'm kidding.
So Brown is out. Mike Collier, the former Steeler, 4-year man out of Morgan State. He was a mystery, I think, in Pittsburgh, Andy. He had loads of talent. I think he had some problems learning the system, and therein probably is the reason why he's no longer a Pittsburgh Steeler.
Well, he had the injury problems, too, and that really is sometimes hard to...
That's Collier out of bounds at the 11-yard line, but he got a first down. You don't think he's got the adrenaline flowing. Playing against his former team, the Pittsburgh Steelers, Mike Collier gets the Bills out of immediate trouble, and we'll look at it again.
Now, this sometimes happens. The Steelers are in the short-yarded situation. They're all plugging the inside gaps, and Mike just breaks it outside. And he's got that good speed, and we're kind of fortunate he didn't get on around the end and take it up the field. You can remember when O.J. did that one time against us.
Oh, yes. Saving tackle by Ray Oldham, number 25. Larry Anderson's now in the secondary with Oldham, Donnie Shell, and I believe J.T. Thomas on the far side. I can't catch his number. But it's first down Buffalo at the Steeler at their own 11-yard line. Now Collier the other way. Collier, look at him go out of bounds at the 20. Collier impressing everybody here. First it was student body left for a first down, and now he goes to the right and picks up another 9 yards, maybe 10. He's very close to another Buffalo first down.
I think on the last situation, J.T. jumped inside and got caught inside.
Well, we've reached the 2-minute warning. So there's a timeout on the field. The score is Buffalo 7 and Pittsburgh 3.
You're setting the pace. You're a girl who can run things. Shop one beautiful place. Have time left over for fun things.
Shop the Thrift Drug Cosmetic Center for Jovan Musk Oil Perfume for women and Jovan Musk Oil Aftershave and Cologne for men. A subtle way to help get your share of the fun things. At the Cosmetic Center at Thrift Drug. One beautiful place to save time.
You can borrow money from Pittsburgh National Bank to buy a new car, send the kids to college, fix up the house, or take a nice vacation. But there are other times when you need money, for yourself or someone you love. Then it's nice to know we lend money for any good reason.
Happy anniversary, you rascal.
Pittsburgh National Bank. We're helping right here where you live.
Story right there on the, right in front of you, 7-3 Buffalo. They have the ball now with a second down situation and about 2 yards to go for the first down. Mike Collier has carried the last 2 times for a total of 18 yards. The former Steeler. David Mays is the quarterback for Buffalo, deep in his own territory. Perhaps trying to run the clock out, but who knows? Collier again, this time up the middle. He crosses the 20, but I don't believe he got enough for the first down. So Mike Collier is carried on 3 successive plays. Joe Green, 75, and Dirt Winston, 53, make the stop. And Collier has to be loving every minute of this.
Oh, there's no question about it. When a player has the opportunity to perform against the team that traded him, he does like to look good. Collier has a lot of ability. I think what hurt him, Sam, you asked about this earlier, was the fact that he had a lot of injuries. He just couldn't seem to get healthy, and the Steelers, I guess, made a decision that he was injury-prone, and he certainly looks healthy tonight. But it's a shame to let him out of that hole. You know, we're losing 7-3. We've got him backed up on the 1-yard line, and now they're in a pretty good position to either run out the clock or pick up that first down.
Well, they've got to do the first down here because it's third down in less than a yard. Mike Frankowiak, 84, and Joe Ship, 94, the tight ends. And so they will try to make the first down here in a double tight end situation. I would not be surprised at all to see Collier carry for the 4th straight time. Let this be the Mike Collier drive, dedicated to the memory of. 1:43 to go in the first half, 7-3 Buffalo. Collier and Roland Hooks, 25, are the setbacks. Collier again. He's got the first down, and he breaks into the 30-yard line or thereabouts. Boy, is he running well. L.C. Greenwood is the man who made the stop, but not before Mike Collier picked up another Buffalo first down.
Okay, we'll take a look at this on replay. Collier coming off the ball very quickly, breaking to his outside. L.C. Greenwood had jumped off sides. We can see him coming back in the picture, number 68, making the tackle from behind. But sometimes when you jump off sides, it gets you off balance. As you try to get back, they snap the ball, and you're just in a mess. You can't get out of it.
Well, now maybe David Mays is thinking about a little bit more than just running out the clock. He's at his own 30-yard line, 45 seconds to go in the half. Yes, sir, he wants to put it up. But he can't. Banaszak puts him down for the second time. The second sack of the day for John Banaszak, and now he helps Mays up.
Well, you know, Sam, I think we saw the new rule in effect there, because a year ago, they might actually have ruled that an incomplete pass. If you notice, just as Mays was going down, he released the ball and threw it to one of his safety valves. But as soon as the defensive man makes contact, it's a sack. They don't take any chances. They're trying to eliminate injuries to quarterbacks.
One of the many new rules for 1979. Another, of course, is that on 4th down at any point in the game or in the last 2 minutes of either half, only the man who fumbles the football can recover it for a gain. And that, of course, was a direct result of Ken Stabler's fumble that was recovered by Dave Casper for the winning touchdown in the Oakland-San Diego game last year. You'll never forget, I'm sure.
One of the great acts of deception I've ever seen, I think.
Boy, Hooks withstood a great hit from, I think, Dirt Winston and tried to take it on down the sidelines again. Now the clock runs out, and we've had a pretty fair first half of football here in Orchard Park, New York. That's the end of the first half. The score, Buffalo 7 and the Steelers 3.
It's here. The Grand Olds Gang's great year-end drive-away. Fact, incredible values, unbelievable fuel economy. EPA rating for full-size Delta 88 is the same as a Ford Pinto. Fact, Delta 88 is safer, more comfortable than any smaller car. Fact, you'll never buy an 88 for less. 79s must move before the 80s arrive. The Grand Olds Gang's great year-end drive-away. There'll never be a better time to buy.
Here comes vacation. Folks everywhere are packing up and taking off with one of
United's fantastic, fabulous flying fares. Lots more ways to save for flying almost anywhere.
This summer, kids 17 and under with an adult can fly for half fare. Adults can save up to 40%, up to 50% on night coach. And who thought the fares were low last summer?
United's fantastic, fabulous flying fares. Fly the friendly skies. There's a beer that's going round all the hottest spots in town. Everybody calls it Icy Light. It's really getting through to the ones who like a lighter brew. They're calling for Icy Light.
It's the taste that says today.
That's why your friends all say, hey, give me an Icy Light. Hey, give me an Icy Light. An Icy Light.
I'm gonna get you, Mean Joe Green.
I want you, Rocky Blair.
You too, Lambert. Get your hands on the Steelers. 4 Super Steeler glasses with 3 Pittsburgh Steelers on each. You'll get a 16-ounce glass filled with Coke, Tab, or any soft drink for 69 cents.
Gotcha, Banaszak.
The Super Steeler Glasses Collector Set, only at McDonald's.
Bradshaw, you're beautiful.
This week's class features Terry Bradshaw, Mike Webster, and L.C. Greenwood.
This Steeler game is being brought to you in part by the following participating advertisers. By Thrift Drug. We care about the way you look, the way you feel, the way you save. Thrift Drug, the R experts. By the employees of Pittsburgh National Bank, with 108 community banking offices to serve you. And by the men and women of U.S. Steel in Pittsburgh.
With Andy Russell, Sam Nover back at Rich Stadium in Orchard Park, New York, we are at halftime in the preseason opener for both the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Buffalo Bills. The score, Buffalo 7 and Pittsburgh nothing. And both scores came in the second quarter. The Bills got on the board first on a touchdown pass of 11 yards from Joe Ferguson, their veteran quarterback of 7 years, to Reuben Gant, the big tight end. Tom Dempsey, the veteran place kicker, made the extra point good, and Buffalo led by a score of 7-0. And then the Steelers, after getting the ball deep in Buffalo territory, the Bills got tough and held, and the Steelers' only choice was to attempt the field goal. That was attempted by the rookie Matt Bahr out of Penn State. It was 41 yards, and it was true. And the impressive thing about Matt Bahr's field goal was that if it had to be 50 yards, you had the feeling he had enough leg to get it there. It went with plenty to spare, and so Matt Bahr's 41-yard field goal is the only scoring the Steelers have thus far in the football game. Now, the fact is that Terry Bradshaw was intercepted twice in the first quarter, and Mike Kruzik has been intercepted also in the second quarter. The Steelers have looked like anything but Super Bowl champions, but then again, in defense of the Steelers, they have never been so dominating during the preseason. In fact, their career record under Chuck Noll in preseason play is something like 36 wins, 20 losses, and a couple of ties. And so, obviously, they have not played nearly as well during the preseason as they have during the regular season. Music being performed on the field. We are awaiting shortly a special guest for you. Andy Russell standing by. In just a moment or so, we'll have with him the president of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Dan Rooney, to discuss a number of issues. We'll be back with more of our halftime activities, Steeler preseason football, right after these messages.
When you're looking your best, all the world is a fun place. How to keep a looking your best, find what you need all in one place.
Your Thrift Drug Cosmetic Center. One beautiful place to find Jovan sports scents. There's a Jovan sports scent for men and a freshly feminine fragrance for women. Find both at the Cosmetic Center at Thrift Drug. One beautiful place to save time.
What do you think about that one? Oh, no. Oh, wow.
Oh, no.
Not us.
Listen, I know you're tired. Let's just take a ride through my old neighborhood, okay?
Pittsburgh National Bank knows what a house can mean to you and your family. So when you're ready to look, call a good realtor. And when you're ready to buy, call us.
Pittsburgh National Bank, we're helping right here where you live.
It's here. The Grand Olds Gang's great year-end drive-away. Fact, outstanding savings now on Cutlass Supreme, America's best-selling midsize, huge selection in stock. Fact, Cutlass Supreme is safer, more comfortable, and roomier than any smaller car. Fact, impressive gas mileage. EPA estimate for Cutlass Supreme is better than for many smaller cars. The Grand Olds Gang's great year-end drive-away. There'll never be a better time to buy.
What kind of vacation fares do you have for a family of 4? 2 adults and 2 little shavers.
Well, United's got their best summer fares ever. Adults can save up to 40%, 50% with night coach. And this summer, kids 17 and under can fly for half.
You mean they don't have to be under 12 anymore?
No.
Did you find your quarter down there, boys?
United's fantastic, fabulous flying fares.
Thanks, a nice lady.
Fly the friendly skies.
Here we are in Buffalo's Rich Stadium with Steeler President Dan Rooney. Dan, this got to be an exciting thing for you to be here with the Super Bowl champs. Your team's the best. How do you react to the first half of this Buffalo game so far? It looks like our defense is doing pretty well, but the offense is a little bit sluggish.
Well, I think it's, first of all, it is good to get back to the game and get back to seeing football again. And I think it is an exciting game. I think that they're using a lot of people and trying to get, both teams have changed quarterbacks, and most of the running backs have changed. And as you noticed, our offensive line is all different people in the second quarter. So, these are the kind of things that actually we're trying to do to see who we can have. So I think that both teams are playing very spirited, and I think it's a creditable game.
One thing, Dan, that impresses me is how well balanced the AFC has become, and it makes me reminisce a little bit when the Steelers were paid a fairly sizable sum of money to take the burden of going to that lousy AFC. In retrospect, that looks like a pretty impressive move.
Well, there's no question about that was the kickoff of great things for the Steelers when we did make the change. But the AFC really did come on to be the strong conference. Of course, you still have to play them one at a time, and the teams we play in the NFC this year are tough, and so you don't know what's going to happen. But I think that necessity sort of forced the thing. They had to develop quarterbacks. They didn't throw them in where the established league were using people that they had, and they weren't developing anyone. And I really think that that's how it came up to be.
Well, we're in Buffalo, and that brings up an interesting question, at least for me. We picked up Paul Seymour, a Buffalo tight end. We gave away one of our very good wide receivers, Frank Lewis, who's not playing tonight. But, Dan, what are they going to do about that? I think it's totally unfair.
Well, I think this is to put it bluntly, we were taken. You make a trade for a trade, and you take what you get, and you have to say, well, that's part of the breaks. We were a little bit upset because we were not given the full facts as to his condition. We were told that he had the gout, and when this is Paul Seymour, and when he came in, and our doctors gave him the test for the gout, he didn't have the gout. He had been operated on in the off season, and his feet never came back. And as you know, no football player can play without good feet, and especially a receiver and a big tight end. Paul we really liked too. When he came in, he was a fine player, and we really wanted him. So it was, that wasn't anything like, let's say, that we didn't want him. But as far as getting something, I'm afraid that's gone by the wayside.
Well, one thing I've got to ask you, but I'm a little reluctant to, because you're probably sick and tired of talking about it, but what about Lynn Swann? He must feel awfully strongly that he should be out there for the trial.
Well, there's been so much said that, and anything you say seems to get all mixed up and things like this. We really are sorry that he isn't here. You know, in trying to build a team, you can see even the Bills here tonight are really coming after us. Every team does, and that's the way it should be. And him not being here, and I'm afraid that this trial could go on for some time. You're not sure when he'll be back, and so we are concerned about that. But, you know, I'm sure that he will be here when the time comes.
Well, I'm sure he will be, too. One last thing. You made some rule changes, and I think they were based on helping the offense. Of course, I didn't like that, but maybe it would have helped me get more sacks because you really protected the quarterback a little bit more.
Well, actually, Andy, the reason for the rule changes were for safety reasons. In fact, there was an example of it in the last series. They now have what is called a quicker whistle. And when the quarterback is in the grasp of a player, the whistle is to blow. Now, if you'll notice that the Mays threw the ball. And now, last year, that would have been an incompleted pass, and the clock would have stopped. This year, the ball had been blown dead. He was down, and, you know, but that is for his protection. So that rule change, plus the idea of not being allowed to come in and spear a player in the grass, were the two significant changes I felt this year.
Okay, well, Dan, thanks very much for being with us. Good to see you, and we'll be back with more Steeler football after these messages.
Hi, I'm Bill Smith. As Iron City's president, I speak at a lot of sports banquets around town. You know, players are always talking about what it's like in the big leagues. But for me, you're the big leagues. You're the ones out there pumping iron. And that's my league. Because you like a fresh, real beer taste. You're the one we brew Iron City for.
Iron City.
This one's for drinking.
Come on, pumping iron.
I'm gonna get you, Mean Joe Green.
I want you, Rocky Blair. You too, Lambert. Get your hands on the Steelers. 4 Super Steeler glasses with 3 Pittsburgh Steelers on each. You'll get a 16-ounce glass filled with Coke, Tab, or any soft drink for 69 cents.
Gotcha, Banaszak.
The Super Steeler Glasses Collector Set, only at McDonald's.
Bradshaw, you're beautiful.
This week's class features Terry Bradshaw, Mike Webster, and L.C. Greenwood.
You're setting the pace. You're a girl who can run things. Shop one beautiful place. Have time left over for fun things.
Shop the Thrift Drug Cosmetic Center for Jovan Musk Oil Perfume for women and Jovan Musk Oil Aftershave and Cologne for men. A subtle way to help get your share of the fun things. At the Cosmetic Center at Thrift Drug. One beautiful place to save time.
Like a lot of people, Howard and I were losing interest. So we got some professional help. We got a money manager. It's the money manager savings account from Pittsburgh National Bank. Now we get day in, day out interest in our savings, and we get it right where we do our other banking. You might say we found new interest. Right, Howard?
Day in, day out interest at Pittsburgh National Bank.
Howard!
The second half of tonight's Steeler football game is being brought to you in part by the following participating advertisers. By United, building the largest airline in the world around you. By the 27 Oldsmobile dealers in the Grand Olds game. Get the Oldsmobile Buy of the Year now during the GOG's year-end drive-away. By your neighborhood McDonald's restaurant, because nobody can do it like McDonald's can. And by Pittsburgh Brewing Company, makers of Icy Light and Iron City beer in the new Steeler can. If any can, our Steelers can.
Welcome back to Rich Stadium in Orchard Park, New York. Both teams have returned to the field for second half activity. I hope you enjoyed the very interesting interview that Andy Russell had with Steeler President Dan Rooney. You can see in that shot there are a number of vacant seats, although I must confess there are more people here than I thought they were going to have. As 5 minutes before kickoff time, it didn't look like they had 20,000 in the house. We are still waiting for the official count as you see Mike Kruzik warm up. If you joined us late, let us look at the 2 scoring plays once again. The first score of the day, a touchdown pass. The Buffalo Bills, Joe Ferguson to tight end Reuben Gant. Notice the perfect positioning by Gant in front of Donnie Shell. Gant, who stands about 5.5 inches taller than Donnie, and he didn't give Shell any chance at all. Gant in front of him goes high in the air. Shell almost helpless from behind. And the 11-yard touchdown pass puts Buffalo on the board. Dempsey converted, and the Bills led by a score of 7-0. The Steelers' only score of the day after a drive was stopped by the Bills' defense. Rookie Matt Bahr out of Penn State came in, and out of a Craig Colquitt hold, he kicked the ball, spotted at the 31-yard line, making it a 41-yard attempt. And as you will see from this shot, it cleared with plenty to spare, Andy. A good 9 or 10 yards, landing deep into the end zone.
Well, he looked as though he kicked that ball with a great deal of force, and he's going to be competing with of course, Roy Girella. Roy won the NFL's long-distance field goal contest. Of course, Dempsey, who's kicking for Buffalo in this game, holds the all-time record, I think a 63-yarder, which is just incredible. But I think it's good to see some good competition. Bahr looks strong. He's following in his brother's footsteps. He's done a great job for Cincinnati. It'll be interesting to see what happens. We'll see number 76 Smirlis there, who's a rookie out of Boston College, who's doing a great job for Buffalo and starting at the nose guard, a real key position, Sam.
Andy, changing a complete defensive philosophy from the traditional 4-3 to the 3-4, as Buffalo is doing this year. Do you think they can be effective with it from the start, or is it going to take considerable time to get everybody used to it?
Well, I really don't know. I think it's a good question. It really probably depends, one, on the different types of talent they have, and two, well, we're just about ready. We'll finish that question later, Sam. We're just about ready to see the kickoff.
Give you time to think of an answer. Is that right?
I need some time.
Solomon 28 and Mike Harris 33, awaiting the kick from Matt Bahr. 7-3 Buffalo. Here we go in the second half. This is not a deep kick. Taken by one of the up men at the 15-yard line. Look at him run with the ball. Number 64, Chris Keating, a linebacker, a rookie out of Maine, brings the football back to the 25-yard line. Crazy legs. Keating, they call him.
Made a nice move there. He actually, that was sort of the way I used to run the ball as a fullback in Missouri.
I remember your one infamous run against Baltimore.
My cuts were more like stumbles.
The stop was made by Mark Oliveri, a Steeler rookie from Tulane, a linebacker. And so let's set the offensive unit first. David Mays is back for another quarter at quarterback, number 10. Collier, 35, who had such a very impressive 5-carry situation. And Roland Hooks, who has the ball. And Hooks has nowhere to go. Lost the ball. And now he's brought down way back at the 17-yard line. I believe Hooks fumbled the ball and recovered his own fumble and lost about 7 yards on the transaction.
I'll tell you one thing, Sam. Robin Cole just played that play superbly. He played the blocker down the line, contained it, could go either way, had his blocker in total dominance. He forced the play back inside. Dirt Winston nailed him. Dirt has one fault as a tackler. He really doesn't try and wrap his arms. He just tries to destroy the guy, and you have to give the runner some credit. You know, he bounced off and kept going.
Second down, 17 Buffalo.
Kept going backwards, but he stayed on his feet.
This is Collier again, 20-25. Mike Collier running brilliantly with the ball, far and away the most impressive offensive performer in this, the first preseason game for both teams. And yes, if the name sounds familiar, and yes, if you weren't with us in the first half, he is the former Pittsburgh Steeler. Let's look at him.
Okay, Collier, we can see Dwight White fighting the block off, trying to play down the line. Dwight's in good control there, but it looks as though the man had a little grip on White. White comes off and makes the play to the inside. Collier, they spread it out pretty well that time, and he had a hole.
Excuse me, Gary Dunn getting there late. So they're back to the original line of scrimmage, 3rd down and 10. Mays to throw it. Has good protection. Flare pass to Collier, 30. Runs right into Dirt Winston at the 33-yard line. He is 2 yards shy of a first down. Winston and Cole, and Collier gave some punishment himself. Of course, I think he took more than he gave. You know, watching Mike Collier and the fact that he went to Morgan State, this is grossly unfair to do to you, Andy Russell. But what other running back that you know very, very well went to Morgan State?
Frenchie Fuqua.
You got it. Wasn't so unfair after all, was it?
Little trivia there. That's probably the only one I knew. But he does not run at all like Frenchie.
Great punt by Jackson, driving T-Bell all the way back to his 22-yard line. And nothing doing for Bell that time. A return of 2 yards. Last time, T brought it back 28 yards and put the Steelers in business at the Buffalo 40-yard line. But this time, they'll have to start from deep in their own territory. There's a timeout on the field to score Buffalo 7 and Pittsburgh 3.
It's here. The Grand Olds Gang's great year-end drive-away. Fact, incredible values, huge selection of Cutlass Supremes in stock, no waiting for delivery. Fact, you'll never buy one for less. 79s have to move before the 80s arrive. Fact, save hundreds of dollars. The Grand Olds Gang gives bigger new car discounts than any small foreign car dealer. The Grand Olds Gang's great year-end drive-away. There'll never be a better time to buy.
We're not taking a vacation this year. I can't afford it with the kids. Besides, maybe I don't need one.
United has some fantastic, fabulous flying fares.
Come again.
United's best summer savings ever.
I'd have to save real big.
Up to 40%, 50% with night coach.
Now, how about the kids?
This summer, if they're 17 or under, you can take them along for half fare.
Half fare?
Best summer fares ever. That's why we call them
United's fantastic, fabulous flying fares.
How could I refuse?
Fly up in these skies.
Sam Nover, Andy Russell back in Buffalo. 7-3. Buffalo leads it. Steelers have the ball. If you're a statistic man, the first half statistics show that the Bills had 9-5 in first down advantage over Pittsburgh and 112 to 102 total yardage advantage to the Bills. This is Moser. Across the 25 to the 26-yard line. Rick, the second-year running back out of Rhode Island, and he's teamed with Delaplane 35. Shane Nelson, one of the two inside linebackers, is a man who made the stop.
I think from Buffalo's perspective, the most interesting part of those statistics, Sam, is that Pittsburgh only had 30 yards on the ground, and last year they averaged 200 yards giving up on defense. So that's really a big improvement against one of the better rushing teams in football.
T-Bell, 83, and Jerry Taylor, a rookie out of Tulsa, number 43, are the Steeler receivers. Here's Delaplane, 30. 35, first down, the hydroplane almost to the 40. Very good cutback by Delaplane as he took it outside, then cut it back up the middle, and he got the Steeler first down. Hutchinson is a man who made the stop on Jack, and that's the finest run from scrimmage by a Steeler thus far, I believe, Andy.
No question about it. Delaplane has really been looking strong. Take a look at the middle linebacker.
That's our friend
pursuing
Hazlitt.
across. Jerry Mullins almost getting to him, cutting back very well. And that's a good example of how tough it is when you go against the grain. It's almost impossible for the defensive man to adjust.
Here's Moser, couple of yards. Hazlitt, 55, was on top. But as we promised you, our director, Billy McCoy, was able to zero in on Jimmy Hazlitt, the Avalon High School and former Indiana PA star. And you saw him get beat pretty badly on Delaplane's good cutback, and then he comes right back here and makes a nice play to hold Moser's gain to 3 yards. It'll be second down 7, and if we have a chance again, Andy, we'll watch Hazlitt a couple of times. I know the folks back in the Pittsburgh area most interested in how this young man does. He is so far in training camp earned an inside linebacking spot on the starting team of the Buffalo Bills. Second down 6. Moser shy of midfield, straight ahead. Steve Freeman is there, as is Scott Hutchinson, number 90. And Benny Williams, 77. They have really revamped the defense of the Buffalo Bills. And it's no wonder, as Andy indicated, they gave up more than 200 yards a game on the ground last year. Of course, they advertised, Andy, that their pass defense was among the best. But no wonder nobody threw against them. When you can run that well, who wants to throw?
That's a good point, Sam. They had the #1 pass defense in football, but so what? They couldn't stop anybody from running the ball down their throat.
Here's a nice play, third down and 1. Andy says they're boring to look at, but great to play. Moser, and I don't know. Shane Nelson, the public address announcer, says stop by everyone, and he may very well be right. 7-3 Buffalo, 9:45 to go third quarter, and the Steelers looking to get something going here.
In those short yardage situations, teams will typically substitute certain players whose abilities lend themselves to the technique required in short yardage. They're usually the bigger and stronger, and we do have the first down. You see it being indicated there in the field. So the Steelers won that little battle.
So Moser got just enough. at the 50-yard line. Randy Grossman is a tight end. Steve Corson, 77. Sammy Davis, 57 of the guards. And Delaplane is set along with Moser behind Kruzik. Here's Jack.
Delaplane, Jerry.
And he crawls for about 3 yards.
Got by Nelson.
Again, Shane Nelson, who's playing a whale of a job, 59, doing a whale of a job, the middle inside linebacker, stopping Delaplane after Jack gains 3. Take a look at the work of the best center in pro football. 53, Mike Webster. 52, Webster. Look at Haslett. Whoa, is he getting a lesson there, isn't he?
He sure is. He just ran into probably one of the finest centers in the history of pro football, Mike Webster.
2nd down, 7. Moser right over Webster inside the 45 to the 44-yard line. So the Steelers trying to grind it out here. And we have indicated the halftime stats had the Steelers with 30 yards on the ground. And you know in Chuck Noll's offense that is an absolute no-no. And so I think they're going to pay the price, Andy, and almost keep it strictly on the ground here in the second half until they do it right.
I think you're right. You know, last year they got a little bit away from their fundamental philosophy of, except in a few key games, of just running the ball, dominating the football, keeping it away from the other team. And I think they're getting back into that psychology here.
3rd down and 4. What have we here? Ben Williams unloading on Rick Moser. I thought Kruzik had held on, was rolling out to his left. He fooled me completely, but he didn't fool Ben Williams at all.
We'll take a look at it on the replay. Hand off to Moser. Great play by Williams. Good penetration by the entire team. And they just shut it off. Here we have a punt situation.
Colquitt fields it on one bounce and gets it away. Another great punt. Aiming for the coffin corner. He's got it at about the 4-yard line. Colquitt has put him out at the 1 and now the 4-yard line. There's a marker down. And they may bring this back, which will be a darn shame, but Colquitt is in mid-season form.
He certainly is. He's had 2 just outstanding punts. You know, Colquitt has had some problems. It was reported in the paper this past week, Sam, that he failed to show up at a hearing. And I later learned that, in fact, he was advised to do that by his attorney for some technical reasons I really don't understand. I felt it was unfair that it was reported in such a way.
Defensive cornerback, illegal use of hands, wide man on the line, offense. Offset,
we have
replay the down.
Penalties. We'll play it again. Andy, continue with what you're saying. I think it's very important.
Well, I just felt it was unfair that the reporting of that incident made it look as though Colquitt just didn't show up. He was cautioned to by his attorney as a strategy in this case, not to appear at that particular time.
I think he actually was in the building but did not go into the courtroom on the advice of his attorney, and I think you're absolutely right.
Offsetting penalties.
So he fulfilled his obligation, although he didn't appear in the courtroom.
One thing that interests me is that I wondered how this might affect his psychology. They've said that he's a very heady young fellow who's, of course, feels very deeply concerned about what happened, but he's not letting it affect his football. He's trying his best now.
Well, he kicked that one straight away, and he'll get credit for a 45-yard punt as he puts it into the end zone. And so the Bills now will go to work on the touchback from their own 20-yard line. It's 7-3 Buffalo, 7:26 to go, 3rd quarter. We'll be right back.
That's going round all the hottest spots in town. Everybody calls it icy light. It's really getting through to the ones who like a lighter brew. They're calling for icy light. It's the taste that says today. That's why your friends all say, hey, give me an icy light. Hey, give me an icy light. An icy light.
This is one of the latest coal mines opened by U.S. Steel. This mine in Alabama helps meet the needs of our Fairfield plant, and it does so efficiently and effectively. For our aim is to make U.S. Steel as energy self-sufficient as possible. To help assure an uninterrupted flow of steel, we need an uninterrupted flow of energy. Self-reliance. At United States Steel, it's one of our strengths.
Well, you're looking at the Steeler bench, and head coach Chuck Noll trying to do something that nobody has ever accomplished. That's to win 4 Super Bowls. Nobody's ever won 3 except Mr. Knoll. Buffalo has it, first down at their own 20-yard line. David Mays is the quarterback. Ferguson went the first quarter, as did Terry Bradshaw. Mays and Kruzik have been on since then. Collier. Nothing doing there. 49, Dwayne Woodruff, the Steelers' 6th-round draft choice out of Louisville, turned the play back. Dirt Winston made the kill, so to speak. And so a gain maybe of 1 yard by Mike Collier, the former Steeler.
Another fine job by Lauren Taves. The outside linebackers today, Ham, Cole, Taves, have really played the blockers well. They're getting good control. We see Taves 51 getting the next defense. But their techniques are superb. They're using their hands. They've got the arm extension. They're not allowing the blocker into their body.
I'm anxious to see Mays throw to Jerry Butler, the 2nd first-round draft choice for Buffalo. The youngster out of Clemson, who was Steve Fuller's favorite target through his college career. He's supposed to be a dandy. Here's Mays. Play action. Dumps one. Interference. That was intended for the big tight end, number 94, Joe Shipp. And interference, I believe, will be called here against the Steelers. They tripped him up pretty good.
Well, I personally think that they shouldn't have called anything, Sam. I'm going to say that Tony Dungy was running alongside his man. It was an unintentional trip, very much like the Super Bowl. You recall when the Dallas Cowboys tripped Swan?
Yes, I do.
Or Swan tripped the Cowboy. I think nothing should have been thrown. There's a tendency always when any contact is made in that defensive secondary to immediately throw the flag against the defense.
Here's the referee, Gordon McCarter.
Holding, defense, pass interference, number 31, defense, automatic first down.
So there were 2 penalties, holding and pass interference, and the one best to Buffalo's advantage prevails.
See Beasley, 65, trying to slip through there. Mays sliding out. And the trip, I think it was Tony Dungy, 21, who tripped him, but it was an inadvertent trip, and I frankly don't think anything should have been called.
Well, he called it on Shell.
Shell's not even in there.
I know that. So that's preseason for even the officials, huh?
Reverse.
He'll be critiqued. Good call, Andy. Here's Lou Picone. Oh, what a great tackle by Taves! Lauren Taves. A necktie tackle on Picone as they tried the reverse, and they dropped him on the 34-yard line.
Okay, this is the type of play where a linebacker can either look very bad if he gets nose trouble and starts to pursue too quickly. Lauren obviously didn't do that, and he comes across. We see Picone, 89, realizing he's about to be tackled. Great play by Lauren Taves.
2nd down, 7 now for the Bills. Of course, with the interference call, they had an automatic first down. The reverse nets them 3 yards. Ray Oldham now faking the blitz from the safety position. They give it to Roland Hooks on the sweep. He pulls up short, trying to cut back. Look at him step through tacklers down at the 41-yard line. An excellent run by Roland Hooks.
Let me tell you something. Roland Hooks is a ball player. I saw a game a few years ago where he played against New England and had about 185 yards rushing, and they thought he was going to be the heir apparent to O.J. Simpson until, of course, they picked up Terry Miller, who was a 1,000-yard rusher last year. So the Buffalo is deep in quality running backs, and there's one of them right there, 25, Roland Hooks.
I couldn't agree with you more on him. He has been on the periphery of greatness for all of his career, which now numbers 4 years, out of North Carolina State, and he just hasn't been able to get over the top. And they bring in Terry Miller, which means he's got to split playing time with Miller, and he just hasn't. But every time I've seen him carry the ball, Andy, he's been very impressive. I think I did 3 or 4 of Buffalo's games last year, and he was very impressive. 3rd down, a yard, double tight end, quarterback sneak by Mays. Gary Dunn's got him on top. Now, whether he got the penetration for the first down or not remains to be seen. Dwayne Woodruff, the Steelers' rookie cornerback, is indicating he didn't get it. And then for everyone who indicates one way, there's an opposing player to indicate the other way. Ken Jones says we got it. Woodruff says you don't have it.
Well, the players like to do a little refereeing out there, but Mays took the ball, fouled the block off number 61, Willie Parker. See, it's a difficult thing if the offensive line makes any penetration at all. It does appear in the picture that he does make the first down. and the officials give it to him.
Well, it's obvious that Jones won that argument with Woodruff, huh? He's been around longer than Dwayne and probably has better perception on first down plays. 4:43 to go. The clock continues to move. 7-3 Buffalo. An interesting game. Interesting is a word I'd use to describe it. Hardly thrilling and exciting because it's been, oh, look at that great defensive play. Mays just kept turning back and back and back. Dungy on the safety blitz. Cole came from the left, Taves from the right, and they just cornered the man. He had nowhere to go.
That's their 33 defense, they call it, with 4 linebackers. They went with the blitz, bringing both outside backers. Look and see Cole, 56, breaking free. Dungy's coming right up the middle on his blitz, and actually Lauren could have got a piece of that. They'll split that one 3 ways, I think.
Can you imagine what goes through a quarterback's mind? Mays turns right, and he sees Cole, and he turns back to the other side, and he sees the other linebacker, and he thinks maybe I can sneak back up the middle, and here comes Dungy.
Well, that's the kind of blitzing you've got to have because it puts a lot of pressure on those defensive secondary people to cover well.
Second down, 25. Hooks the ball carrier, gets almost to the 30-yard line. He reaches it, in fact, and he's stopped by Robin Cole.
I can't stop talking about our linebackers, but they are playing superbly tonight. Robin Cole that time didn't even waste time with the blocker. Perhaps he was rolling hooks because the way Roland's limping off, but Robin stepped across, took his man, threw him down, and made the play for no gain.
Hooks comes off, and Steve Powell, number 23, a second year back from Northeast Missouri State, is in. Third down and a half a mile. They have to reach the 47 of Pittsburgh for a first down. They're at their own 30. You figure it out. Mays throws one. Oh, he's got his hand. Oh, and a great catch by Schiff. He collided with Tony Dungy, and Dungy got the worst of that. However, he will be a yard shy of a first down. Dungy is still down. Now being helped up, but what a frightful collision. Look at the size of that tight end.
He's a big fella, and Tony is shook up here. I think he really might have just caught a knee with his helmet. He's such a gutty guy. He jumped up, collapsed twice, both times trying to get to his feet. His instinct telling him, I've got to get off this field.
Let's now pause 5 seconds for station identification.
This is 11 Alive, WIC-TV Pittsburgh.
Here again, Joe Shipp, the first-year tight end out of Southern California, 6'4", 230, colliding with little Tony Dungy.
Okay, David May dropping back, number 10. He's finding his tight end across the middle. Ball is well thrown, and Tony is really not quite there, and he nails him really hip high. And I think he just got a little shaken up, possibly with a knee in the stomach.
Fourth down and about a yard and a half, and Buffalo will not gamble. They're going to try to hem the Steelers up in their own end. T-Bell to receive the punt by Cameron. This is a short one. Bell fair catches the ball at the 22-yard line with Bills all around him. So it could have been worse.
I really feel comfortable with Theo Bell back there. He's got those great hands. You don't worry about him, fumbling the ball or whatever.
There's a timeout on the field. The score is still Buffalo 7, Pittsburgh 3.
I'm gonna get you, Mean Joe Green.
I want you, Rocky Blair. You too, Lambert. Get your hands on the Steelers. 4 Super Steeler glasses with 3 Pittsburgh Steelers on each. You'll get a 16-ounce glass filled with Coke, Tab, or any soft drink for 69 cents.
Gotcha, Banaszak.
The Super Steeler Glasses Collector Set, only at McDonald's.
Bradshaw, you're beautiful.
This week's class features Terry Bradshaw, Mike Webster, and L.C. Greenwood.
When you're looking your best, all the world is a fun place. How to keep a looking your best. Find what you need all in one place.
Your Thrift Drug Cosmetic Center. One beautiful place to find Jovan sports scents. There's a Jovan sports scent for men and a freshly feminine fragrance for women. Find both at the Cosmetic Center at Thrift Drug. One beautiful place to save time.
Well, I'm happy to report that Tony Dungy is fine, thank you. The free agent out of Minnesota who played quarterback in college and has just been a tremendous Safety for the Steelers in 5 defensive back situations, fine and dandy after his collision with Joe Shipp.
In fact, he led our team in interceptions last year with 6.
Cliff Stout, the Steeler quarterback, throws one on the road. He's got T-Bell, 40-yard line and a first down. So Cliff Stout, on his first play from scrimmage, hits T-Bell with a pass down to the Buffalo 39-yard line. Charlie Romes made the stop.
I don't know how many Pittsburgh fans recall, but Cliff Stout had a really excellent preseason last year. He's never played in a regular season game. You can see him faking the Delaplane. He hits Theo Bell right on the numbers on a crossing pattern. He split the bracket. And Theo, of course, running upfield and being hauled over here by some of the Bills. But, you know, I think it's got to be a great way to start the play for Cliff Stout.
39 yards. Stout fumbles on second down, and Buffalo has it. How is that from going from the sublime to the ridiculous? Cliff Stout hits T-Bell for 39 yards on his first play, fumbles on his second, and Mike Kadish recovers for Buffalo.
It's hard to tell what happened there. It looked as though Cliff pulled out a little prematurely. There again, it might have had something to do with the snap. He's whatever it was. They're both the center and he are very embarrassed. He had problems like that his first year, but none last year that I can recall.
I saw Webster combing the sidelines for Cliff. I think they're immediately going to work on their snap. Buffalo has it back again at the 39. So the Steeler threat just like that is washed out on the fumble. Mays gives it to Collier. And he got outside for maybe a yard. A marker is down. Zach Valentine, 54, was in pursuit. But as I mentioned, a penalty flag is down. And they're talking with Buffalo, so it very well could be face mask or unnecessary roughness. It will be against Pittsburgh.
Valentine, number 54, the second draft choice of the Steelers, played that block quite well. Got off a little late. He was probably surprised at the speed he found in that running back. They think Valentine's going to be an excellent linebacker. His strength, obviously, is playing against the run, Sam, because he was a defensive stand-up end in college and really didn't have a whole lot of pass responsibility.
You know, I think I'm wrong again here. Oh, my glad. Perhaps clipping. 15 yards. What else? Back to the 25-yard line.
Personal foul. Illegal crackback. Number 49, offense. Repeat first down.
Well, that's the rookie wide receiver, Jerry Butler. An illegal crackback, 15 yards. First down again, but now they got 25 to go. Mays, the quarterback. Collier 35 and Powell 23, and Powell has it. Leaps over a man at the 25 to about the 26-yard line. He's knocked out of bounds by
Dirt Winston. Hit him there, Sam. It was quite a shot. He was in mid-air when he ran into dirt, and it was just an amazing shot. I don't think you want to be airborne when you run into Dirt Winston.
So he gained a couple of yards. It'll be second down and still long yardage, 7-3. We're running out of time here in the third quarter. Buffalo leads it. 26-yard line in Bills territory, under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Now Mays is back to pass. Has a man in the middle. It's Butler. Oh, look at that great speed. Knocked down at the 50-yard line. And a penalty marker is back. John Banaszak is clapping. I have to assume it's against Buffalo. But did you see that tremendous quickness on the part of Butler, Andy?
No, he has it. I don't think he's as fast as our Larry Douglas, though, because, in fact, some of the coaches were telling me that Douglas may be the fastest man in the world.
Oh, wow.
Is that an extraordinary statement?
Yes, it is.
But he ran 100 meters, won the Drake relays. He's a 9.2, bona fide 9.2, and his coach said at Southern he never worked at track. He wasn't interested in track. It was a secondary interest to him. They said if he ever worked on his technique, he could be the world-class sprinter, possibly the fastest man in the world.
I wasn't talking about Butler's speed as much as I was his acceleration as he caught the ball. Here it is.
Holding, number 63, offense. Holding, number 70, offense. Repeat, second down.
63 for purposes of identification is rookie Mike Burrow, a guard. 70 is veteran tackle Joe Devlin. 2 holds on the part of Buffalo, only one of which, of course, counts. And so now they spot the ball back on the 14. It's second down and 36 for the Bills. Mays on the draw. Collier trying to get outside. Turned in by number 46, Tom Graves, a rookie Michigan State linebacker. And he may have lost the ball there. Yes, he did. Pittsburgh has it. Graves turned the play back in again. I don't know who forced the ball out of his hands, but the Steelers have it. Dirt Winston, Ray Oldham were both there.
Graves was a safety at Michigan. We've got a couple of players, Graves and Zach Valentine, trying to switch from their college positions. Valentine a defensive end and Graves a safety. And either way, it's difficult to make that type of a switch, but Graves did a good job there turning the play back in.
What a great chance for Pittsburgh at the Buffalo 20-yard line. Stout has quarterbacked 2 plays. One, a 39-yard pass to T-Bell. His second play was a fumble recovered by Buffalo. Delaplane to the 15, knocked off his feet by the cornerback, Charlie Romes. 26, but not before the hydroplane got nearly 5. He does look quick, doesn't he?
Oh, he does. And it was a nice block by Steve Corson, number 77 on that play. We'll take a look at the replay here. Stout handing off on the inside. See Corson, number 77, screening his man to the outside, knocking him down, and an excellent tackle here on Delaplane by number 26, Charlie Rome.
Well, I have a moment. Don't forget that Channel 11 will be replaying Super Bowl 13 in its entirety Sunday, August 26th. Mark that down, 1 to 4 in the afternoon. We'll tell you more about it as the days and weeks progress. The 26th of August, Super Bowl 13 in its entirety on Channel 11. Stout, Delaplane, nothing doing. Very fine tackle by the linebacker, number 56, Tom Ehlers.
Ehlers just made far too much penetration for that play to have half a chance. We'll take a look at it. You can see Ehlers, 56, coming in. He just gets too much penetration for Delaplane to do much about it. Makes the play for a short loss.
Andy was mentioning a short time ago that Cliff Stout has never played in a regular season game, now in his 3rd season, but he did have an excellent preseason last year. 21 of 35 passes, 60%. 1 touchdown. Anthony Anderson goes into the Steeler backfield, number 33. Stout going to be brought down back of the 22-yard line. Smerlis and Hardison like they're in the Super Bowl. Do you believe that?
Well, they're playing the Super Bowl champs, Sam, and it's got to excite them. They just shut them down, forced another field goal attempt. Take a look at the replay. Stout dropping back, Webster in the middle. And they get a little late shot on a pickup. Good move by 74 Hardison. And that's the kind of pressure they need.
Here's the attempt. Placement by Colquitt. Bahr's kick is up, and it is good. I believe a 40-yard punt. I lost the placement spot on the field. I think it was 41 or 42 yards.
It's probably 40 because the ball was on the 23. They usually go back about 7 yards.
Yeah, 30-yard line. I am very sorry, but I had lost the spot. Nonetheless, the kick is good by Matt Bahr, and he's got 2 field goals to his credit, and all 6 Pittsburgh points. Not a bad debut at all. Do you remember your first game in professional football, Mr. Russell?
Yeah, yes, I do. It was not nearly as exciting as kicking 2 field goals. In fact, it was against the Green Bay Packers in 1963 in Miami's Orange Bowl.
What'd you do?
And we lost 48-0. Some score like that.
Solomon, one of the deep men along with Harris. And let's see. Harris steps in front of Solomon. 20, 25, 30, 35. Good return by Mike Harris, the rookie out of Arizona State. And so now David Mays and the Buffalo Bills will go to work. We have come to the end of the third quarter. And the score now a little bit tighter. Buffalo 7 and Pittsburgh 6.
Did you know there's a bank in your neighborhood that's open all the time, nighttime and all during the daytime? It's Pittsburgh National's Night and Day Bank. Come on over and use it. It's easy, and it'll save you a lot of time. Time and time again.
People helping people. People willing to give. At Pittsburgh National Bank, we're helping right here where you live.
It's here. The Grand Olds Gang's great year-end drive-away. Fact, outstanding savings now on Cutlass Supreme, America's best-selling midsize, huge selection in stock. Fact, Cutlass Supreme is safer, more comfortable, and roomier than any smaller car. Fact, impressive gas mileage. EPA estimate for Cutlass Supreme is better than for many smaller cars. The Grand Olds Gang's great year-end drive-away. There'll never be a better time to buy.
Sam Nover, Andy Russell back in Orchard Park, New York. Just beginning the fourth quarter of a 7-6 football game with Buffalo on top, and they have the ball. And this crowd really getting pumped up now. David Mays is the quarterback. Collier 35 and Powell 23 of the running backs. First down and 10 for the Bills. They're coming off a 5-11 season and nowhere to go but up. Collier at the 35-40. First down. Look at him run. 46-yard line. Mike Collier. And again, I must repeat for those of you who joined us along the line, if the name sounds familiar, he is indeed a former Pittsburgh Steeler who has found new life here in Buffalo and has been the most outstanding offensive player in the game.
Here's a replay isolating on Collier's quick explosion up the middle. Zach Valentine, 54, had aggressively played his block. He slipped on the contact, and that's what gave the opening quickly to Collier.
First down and 10 at the 47. Buffalo moving the football. Play action by Mays. Has a man out here, and he underthrew him. Badly thrown pass by David Mays. It was intended for number 80, John Holland, his wide receiver. And Mays knows it, too. I guess you're always the first one to know when you've thrown it badly, aren't you?
Well, I would think so. He probably knows almost on the instant of release that he just didn't have the right technique, or it slipped, or whatever.
Collier came over here midway through the 1977 season. He played in a half a dozen games, spelling Roland Hooks at the time. This is Collier again. And he's out of bounds, nothing doing there. Dwayne Woodruff, the rookie, 49, is the man who ran him out.
Now that particular instance, Zach Valentine did a great job. He met his blocker, didn't lose his feet, and really Collier had no place to go but out of bounds.
It has nothing to do with his football game, but it's interesting to note that the largest crowd ever to see the Buffalo Bills play was their home opener here last year against none other than the Pittsburgh Steelers, 64,147. The largest crowd to ever see the Bills.
And then it was downhill from there on out.
That's right.
It was the largest crowd last year to see the Bills.
They have a third down situation. And he tries to fly one. Oh, and almost picked off by Larry Anderson, who went high in the air, number 30. That pass was intended for Holland on the far side. And so the Bills will have to give it up.
Sam, we see Larry Anderson, number 30, jogging back to the huddle. Mel Blunt tells me this is really a fine young quarterback with great ability. And the Steelers are deep in cornerbacks, which is a pretty good place to be deep if you have to be deep somewhere.
Well, they've got T-Bell awaiting the kick here by Rusty Jackson. 7-6 Buffalo, fourth quarter. Jackson, good high spiral, drives Bell back inside his 10. Trying to set up the wall, up and doing. He got to the 12-yard line, and that is it.
You know, isn't it amazing how fast these defenders get down the field? You know, they have to count and wait till the ball is actually kicked before they leave the line of scrimmage.
Marvin Schweitzer, the first man down. There's a timeout on the field. The score is Buffalo 7 and Pittsburgh 6.
Here comes vacation. Folks everywhere are packing up and taking off with one of
United's fantastic, fabulous flying fares. Lots more ways to save for flying almost anywhere.
This summer, kids 17 and under with an adult can fly for half fare. Adults can save up to 40%, up to 50% on night coach. And who thought the fares were low last summer?
United's fantastic, fabulous flying fares. Fly the friendly skies.
Sure, you can buy a beer to impress your friends. Or one that says it's for weekends. But this beer, Iron City, this one's for drinking. I'm Bill Smith, president of Pittsburgh Brewing Company. We make Iron City right here in town. It's brewed for the guys in this town who really like beer. This one's not for showing off.
Iron City.
This one's for drinking.
Come on, pump and iron.
14:02 left in regulation time. Buffalo 7, Pittsburgh 6. The Steelers with Cliff Stout at quarterback will begin at their own 13-yard line. Delaplane bobbles it, cuts it back to the 15-yard line, and he was very fortunate just to hold on to the football. Delaplane bobbling the ball as he was sweeping right.
Okay, we'll take a look at this from the back. We can see the bobble. It was a good handoff. It certainly wasn't Cliff Stout's fault. I think it's just a hot potato. Occasionally that happens. He may have taken his eyes. He may not have concentrated on whatever, but he kept the ball. He didn't lose it. That's the big thing.
Ted Peterson, 66, is now playing offensive guard for the Steelers. And moved a lot of people in and out today. When it's all over, each team will have looked at about 65 guys. Thornton gets to the 20-yard line. He'll come up a couple of yards shy of the first down. Corson is in there. We'll try to set that offense. Rookie Bruce Kimball, 61. The Steelers very high on him. He's only 6'1", 250, a rookie out of Massachusetts, a 7th-round draft choice. And we'll try to spot these newcomers in the interior of both the offensive and defensive line as we can. But it's third down for Pittsburgh. There you see Kimball from behind.
They say he's very much in the mold of Steve Corson. You know, they're both very strong weightlifter types and good prospects for the future.
Dornbrook is the center. North Hills native Tommy Dornbrook. Trying to get outside. He can't do it. Delaplane. Dan Gillick, the outside linebacker from Michigan, pulled him down. So Pittsburgh will have to kick it away again.
Two very nice plays in a row by Dan Gillick, who was a high draft choice out of Michigan a few years ago. It made the previous tackle. This almost looks like a naked reverse of some kind. I think the play was intended to go much further inside. And Gillick penetrates and makes an excellent tackle.
So Colquitt will have to do something here. From the 5-yard line, a great punt by Craig. Driving Solomon back, and it went over his head. Look at this. All the way down inside the 20 to about the 17-yard line. That may be a kick. There's a flag down in the midfield area. But if allowed, that'll be a 65-yard punt by Craig Colquitt.
Oh, great break for the Steelers. Solomon apparently lost the ball in the lights, and at the last second stepped away. I don't really think he kicked it over his head, Sam. It came down right about, shoulder height, and he just lost it. Got a holding on Buffalo, so...
Good, that kick will stand then. 65 yards for Colquitt. That's what you call an average booster.
He's having a night for himself, isn't he? That's good to see.
He has just been outstanding, putting balls out on the 1- and 4-yard line, and now kicking 165 to get Pittsburgh out of deep trouble. So the Bills now will start at their own 18-yard line with a new quarterback, Dan Manucci. 5th-round draft choice.
Number 11, Manucci, and a quarterback for Buffalo.
Out of Kansas State, 6'2", 193.
Number 86, receiver.
Number 11, Dan Manucci.
During the kick.
Actually, they're all the way back on their 8-yard line, say. They marked off the 10 yards.
They also added exactly the holding penalty on top of the punt. So the play nets 75 yards for Pittsburgh. Not one of your everyday plays, I would say.
We need a big play here. We need a fumble, interception. Can't let them drive it out of here.
Manucci on a busted play. Gets it back to the line of scrimmage. A rather inauspicious place to come into a football game and make your pro debut, I would think, Andy Russell. Dan Manucci's first ever play from scrimmage in a pro football game, and it's busted, and Dwight White saw to it that he couldn't break it for anything.
Well, I'm sure that Manucci's just happy to be in there. He came out of Kansas State, had a good record in the Big 8, but he's going to be fighting for a job. You know, they've got Bill Munson on this team, who last year's rating was 91.8, which was significantly higher than Bradshaw's even.
Didn't play enough, however.
No, he didn't play enough to win the rating, but they've got a good second quarterback, and Mays is third.
Manucci, by the way, is a native of Erie, Pennsylvania. Second down, 10, pitches to Collier. Sure, when in trouble, give it to Mike. He's had a great football game, and he gets it across the 10 to the 11-yard line. White was there, so was Dirt Winston, and they collaborated to make the stop. And so Manucci now will have a third down situation. Andy, I would guess, and that's all I've been doing because I've been wrong so often, I would guess that Knox won't let him put it up in the air here, still leading by a point with 10:50 to go in the football game and deep in his own territory. Just try to get it on the ground, and if you can't, kick it out.
I would think you're right, Sam. It would certainly be the prudent thing to do. The Steelers, of course, are playing with a lot of rookies, testing a lot of people out. Some old vets in there.
Oh, now he's in danger of delay of game now. He's flopped his two receivers, and the clock is run down on him. Delay of game. So now, for sure, Manucci is in a big hole back at his own 7-yard line. And confusion reigns supreme on the Buffalo side of the field. However, they lead the football game 7-6. They split Holland wide to the left and Willis to the right. Neither in your picture at the moment. Collier will try to run for it, and he got it back to the 8 or 9 yard line.
You know, Sam, he tried a quick pitch back there, and I don't even think you'd want to do that. That's a much higher risk play than just a straight hitter up the middle, or maybe one. You know, if you're going to run the ball, if you've made the judgment that we don't want to put it in the air, we want to be safe. Why a quick pitch on your own 5-yard line?
Here's another rookie under pressure, Bob Cameron from Acadia in Canada. He'll have to kick this one from his own end zone. T. Bell at the Buffalo 45. Good punt by Cameron at the 40-yard line. Bell 35 to about the 32-yard line. He'll put the Steelers in business now with a chance to take the lead. So with 9:48 to go in regulation time, Pittsburgh has it at the Buffalo 33. There's a timeout on the field. The Steelers trail by 1.
I'm gonna get you, Mean Joe Green.
I want you, Rocky Blair. You too, Lambert. Get your hands on the Steelers. 4 Super Steeler glasses with 3 Pittsburgh Steelers on each. You'll get a 16-ounce glass filled with Coke, Tab, or any soft drink for 69 cents.
Gotcha, Banaszak.
The Super Steeler glasses collector set only at McDonald's.
Bradshaw, you're beautiful.
This week's class features Terry Bradshaw, Mike Webster, and L.C. Greenwood.
You're setting a pace. You're a girl who can run things. Shop one beautiful place. Have time left over for fun things.
Shop the Thrift Drug Cosmetic Center for Jovan Musk Oil Perfume for women and Jovan Musk Oil Aftershave and Cologne for men. A subtle way to help get your share of the fun things. At the Cosmetic Center at Thrift Drug. One beautiful place to save time.
Don't forget the Steelers home for their only preseason home appearance next Saturday night against the New York Giants. And whether you make it or not, we'll have it for you on tape delay on Channel 11 Sunday afternoon 4:30. Steelers and the New York Giants. Right now, the business at hand, a first down for Pittsburgh at the Buffalo 33. Colquitt, stout play action, complete! Dan Gillick. Jimmy Smith had the ball in his hands. He got hit, fumbled the football, and Gillick is intercepted.
Yeah, that's a shame. Gillick's having a game for himself tonight, but he got a gift there. And Jimmy Smith's defense, he was hit very hard, as we'll see on this instant replay. The ball is thrown into a heavy crowd, but Stout gets it there. The ball, should have been caught, but Jimmy really gets hit. And there's Gillick, 51, picking it up.
That's the second time that Smith has gone up in heavy traffic, had the ball, it appeared, and then collided, and the ball was intercepted by Buffalo.
He probably would have liked that ball tight enough where he could have caught it against his chest, but you're less vulnerable to that type of a hit causing the ball to be fumbled.
Minucci on the pitch to Collier. And he cracks it up to the 17, but there's a marker down. Mike Collier, the ball carrier again, picking up 5 yards. But a penalty marker is down, and so is number 60 of the Buffalo Bills, and that is Connie Zelensik, second-year man out of Purdue.
This artificial turf really is such a amazing surface. The traction is really greater than you get on the regular grass. And there's a lot of big bodies moving at high velocity, and injuries just have to go up in this business. Knees and ankles aren't meant for that type of collision and those type of angles. You see the official marking off the penalty against Buffalo.
Gordon McCarter, the referee, now hopefully will tell us what this is all about. He almost forgot to turn it on.
Holding. Number 95, offense. Repeat, first down.
Holding against Craig Hertwig, 4-year veteran tackle, 6'8", 270 pounds. A behemoth, to say the least. And they're still attending to the injured Buffalo Bill on the field. Connie Zelensik, who is their center, a second-year man out of Purdue, and he's a backup to Willie Parker.
Sam, the Steelers have just got to make a move here and take advantage of this good field position. They've got them backed up for another first down at 15 yards.
Well, there's a timeout on the field. Let's take this commercial break. Buffalo leads the Steelers 7-6.
You won't find our kind of living just anywhere you go. It's the people here who make this town. It's the people who make it grow. It's people helping people, people willing to give. It's Pittsburgh National Bank, helping right here where we live.
It's here. The Grand Olds Gang's great year-end drive-away. Fact, incredible values, huge selection of Cutlass Supremes in stock, no waiting for delivery. Fact, you'll never buy one for less. 79s have to move before the 80s arrive. Fact, save hundreds of dollars. The Grand Olds Gang gives bigger new car discounts than any small foreign car dealer. The Grand Olds Gang's great year-end drive-away. There'll never be a better time to buy.
And hello to you, too. They've become as much a part of the atmosphere of professional football as the game itself, Andrew.
Those girls can't be from Buffalo. They're too cute.
You said it. First down, 14, Buffalo at their own 8-yard line after the penalty. Now the handoff to Steve Powell, trying to go outside. Nothing doing. Steelers really shut him off on the sweep there.
Well, they did. That was just excellent play. Dwight White getting up the pile.
Robin Cole,
Taves.
56, was also there, and so was Taves. Well, the injured player being attended to on the bench, Zelensik. appears to be feeling a little bit better. Incidentally, that field goal by Bahr that I was having so much trouble with in the third quarter has been officially called a 39-yard field goal. The placement, many of you probably know it. I'm probably the last one to realize it, but we didn't really notice the placement because we were coming out of a replay of the previous play. But it's officially credited. So Bahr, 39 and 41-yard field goals. A very, very impressive debut for the young kicker from Penn State. Powell tries this side without much better luck as Dirt Winston whacks him out of the 10-yard line. So they go left on the sweep and they come right on the sweep, and they're now faced with a third down.
You see on that play, Sam, Dirt Winston had good pursuit from the inside. Take a look at this on the instant replay. See Joe Lamolier, 68, pulling out. We've got an isolation on number 23, Steve Powell. But we'll see Dirt, well, actually, he just was knocked out of bounds by Dirt in that situation.
So we've got a third down and 13 now for the rookie quarterback, Dan Manucci. He's got split running backs, 2 wide receivers, and he goes directly back to pass. He's got a man open, and he can't hold on. Collier out of the backfield. Taves and Larry Anderson were there to defend, but Manucci's first pass goes astray. And so as you look at Dwayne Board, the rookie defensive end, 62 in the middle of your picture, and Manucci heading for the sidelines, Pittsburgh will have it back again, presumably in pretty good field position, trailing 7-6 in the fourth quarter. That again is Dwayne Board, Steelers' 5th-round draft choice, North Carolina A&T, 6'4", 241. Rusty Jackson will do the punting here.
Jackson to kick, Bill deep, Pittsburgh.
Excellent punt. High, driving T-Bell back inside his own 45. Schweitzer, the first one downfield. Bell gets by him, crosses midfield to the Buffalo 49. And that's where Cliff Stout will put the offensive unit in gear again. And the clock starts to become a factor. 8:23 to go, regulation time. Buffalo 7, the Steelers 6. They have met only once before in the preseason, and the Steelers won that one 28-24 back in Three Rivers in 1977. But as Andy mentioned, Buffalo has never begun their preseason with a victory. Isn't that what you mentioned?
That's right, and they want this one because last year they lost all 4 of their preseason games, and they feel it's important to establish that winning effort right off the bat, and they want this game.
Stout's pass is complete on the far side. Schweitzer is the man who made the stop. And Jimmy Smith, I believe, is the man who caught it. He did indeed.
That was a great catch by Jimmy. Rather dangerous pass. Take a look at it on the replay here. Stout probably just a 2-step quick hit, and he throws it really to his inside. The defender has gone to the outside, and a great play by Jimmy Smith.
It's a gain of 6, 2nd down and 4. That's the figure we were talking about earlier. Stout hitting 60% in the preseason last year, but has yet to play a regular season game. Oh, there's a penalty marker. Well, the damage had been done, and I think Tom Ehlers may end up with a personal foul call. The contact had been made, the illegal procedure against Pittsburgh. Nope, he's not going to call it. I thought the contact had been made already, Andy, and therefore you might very well have given Ehlers a personal foul call.
Yeah, I think he took a risk because the Steelers had already moved. It wasn't necessary for him to do what he did.
Well, there is a new rule this year that you don't have to hit someone to get a personal foul. A threatening gesture, swinging or kicking at somebody.
False start. Offensive right halfback. Still 2nd down.
We'll take a look at it. It looked like Cliff moved a little bit.
No, the running back is gone. He's out of your picture. And then Corson took a whack. We're back live now. 2nd down and 9. This is the preseason after all. Sidney Thornton was the man who moved illegally. Delaplane gets it back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. And the Buffalo fans, 35,000 strong. That's the official count here. 35,900. And that's about what we guessed it at. Enjoying every minute of this valiant defensive play by the Buffalo Bills. So now Cliff Stout with a 3rd down and 9 at the Buffalo 48-yard line, and the Bills go into their 5 defensive back situation here. Pass prevent. Under 7 minutes to play. Good protection. Stout running out. Now dumps it off. And it's complete to Smith at the 40-yard line. He got up and tried to run with the football. And he will be a yard shy of a first down, I believe. The end of the chain is down at the 39-yard line. And Gordon McCarter, the referee, has called for an official's timeout. Well, I don't think he got there, Andy, but if he didn't, he's darn close, and Chuck Noll may elect to go for it here.
I would think he would. If he didn't make it, he's only going to be a few inches short. There's 6:42 left in the game, losing 7-6. I think he'll go for it. They're not in terrible field position if they didn't make it.
Well, now the Bills getting some more beef in there, taking out the 5th defensive back. Jimmy Smith comes off along with T. Bell, and the Steelers sent John Colvin. And now they shuffle people around, Colvin, Brown, and they got some beef up front. You don't think they want this first down?
They want it. Every Steeler veteran standing up on the sideline. The Steelers aren't used to losing. They don't want to lose to the Buffalo Bills.
4th down, less than a yard. Steelers trail by a point. First down, good second effort. I believe it was Thornton.
It's number 79, Larry Brown, getting up. You know, Larry is the largest Steeler this year. He was a tight end at one time. They thought he was too small to play offensive tackle. I'm told he's the biggest Steeler. Here we see Sidney Thornton shaking his head.
First down, Pittsburgh. They got the yard they needed.
Look at this good drive by Moser.
Yep, Thornton leading the way.
Second effort there when he spins and just gets his shoulders across the line.
So with 6:03 to go, the Steelers were the most important first down of the game. And Moser got it with Thornton running the interference. Here's Stout back to pass. A little out, sidelined at Bell at the 30-yard line. And T. Bell picks up a quick 8. Keith Moody, 46, is the man who made the stop. But that's what you call a win on first down. Anytime you can gain 4 or 5 yards or more on first down, it is a victory for the offensive unit. And T. Bell, I believe, just picked up 8 on the pass from Stout.
It sure is. You know, on first down, the defense rather is playing run. They expect run. They're usually in a man-to-man. That cornerback's backing off. They give them that. They don't want to play tight on that. It's a great call.
Moser 39. Thornton 38. I think that's Moser inside the 30 to about the 27. No, if you're asking at home, Rocky Blyer and Franco Harris have not seen a second of action. It was by design that Chuck Noll elected to hold both of them out of this, the first preseason game. They will certainly get their baptism next Saturday night at home against the New York Giants. But every quarterback has played for Pittsburgh, and nearly, I think, Andy, or certainly it seems like my spot chart looks like hieroglyphics. Everybody else has played almost.
Well, I think Chuck wants to get a look at just about everybody, and those who didn't get a look will get a look next week.
That's a first down. Second one in this drive, and the Steelers now moving for victory. Steelers had a ton of first downs in the regular season game last year that they won here at Rich Stadium 28-17.
Bradshaw had a big night, that big day that day. He was throwing 14 for 19.
4:50 to go in regulation time. Cliff Stout is the quarterback. He gives to Moser. Nothing doing. He got to about the 27. On his knees is Scott Hutchinson, number 90. And as they unpile, Benny Williams is the man who made the stop, 77. And this 3-4 defense for Buffalo has really worked quite well. I'm sure far exceeding the expectations of Chuck Knox. The first outing, the club has held the Super Bowl champion Steelers to 6 points. He's got to feel good about it, Andy.
Well, the Steelers are actually happy they're going against this type of a defense because they're going to see it very frequently in the first 2 games of the season this year against New England and Houston. That's all they play.
Excellent observation. Second down and 8. Good move by Delaplane. Inside the 20 and out of bounds. That should be good enough for another Pittsburgh first down. Keith Moody ran him out. There's an injured Buffalo Bill down on the 25. But the hydroplane, after 2 knee operations, had rendered him almost ineffective last year and the year before. has come back with a vengeance, having a marvelous training camp and running very well with the football.
Take a look at the replay here. We'll see Steve Corson, 77, pulling out. He makes just a superb block. I hope we can see it. Probably see it just right there. The impact right there. The injured man is the man that Corson blocked, giving Hydroplane the outside position to pick up the first down. Big block by Steve Corson. We needed it there.
Dan Gillick, I believe, the linebacker, who's had a fine ball game. He made a very, very big tackle on a third down situation earlier in the game, and also has come up with an interception. 4-year veteran out of Michigan. Dan Gillick is the man down.
You know, I think what happened to him there, he was blocked. He knew he couldn't make the play, and he relaxed just for a second. And he thought that Corson had finished his block, and Corson made that second effort that followed through, and that's what got him.
I would think that if Steve Corson hit you head on, no matter whether you relaxed or didn't relax, you'd have to feel it.
No, I think, you know, a guy like that, you've got to give ground. I mean, you're not going to match him muscle for muscle. It's just not good strategy. You've got to fake to him like you're going to hit him and then give ground and come off him.
Well, Gillick is up now and being helped off the field and is limping noticeably.
That's a shame. He had an excellent game tonight. He made 2 superb stops in the running game and had an interception.
Exactly 4 minutes to go in regulation time. Well, it hasn't been what you would call explosive or high scoring, but it has been fun. 7-6. Buffalo leads it. The only thing to make the evening complete, of course, would be a Steeler victory. And they're trying to get us one right now. First down at the Buffalo 18. Delaplane inside the 15 to the 10. The Hydroplane gaining 7 or 8 yards on first down. And they opened up a great hole in the middle. Dornbrook, the center, 63, very impressive. Kimball, the rookie, 61, opening the hole for Delaplane.
Let's take a look at this. Hydroplane getting a quick burst up the middle off a good block by Dornbrook. And just hitting the hole so quickly they didn't have time to come off the blocks.
Another former Steeler, Doug Becker, the Notre Dame linebacker, made the stop. He wears number 52. So it's 2nd down and 3. Give Jack 7 on the carry. Delaplane to the 5. First down and goal to go Steelers. Well, it's taken them nearly the entire football game to get there. But with 3:09 to go on a turning clock, the Steelers have a chance to win it. First down and goal to go. They'll spot the ball at the 5-yard line of Buffalo.
The Steeler offensive line is really coming off the ball right now, Sam. They're getting that real good jump on the defense. I don't know if the Buffalo defense is a little tired or what. Maybe they played too long.
Well, they've just made some replacements. Johnson, 75. Smurl is 76. 535 pounds of beef have just come in the center of the line. Delaplane got us this far. Let's see if he can get it in to the 2. Jeff Nixon brought him down 38. Getting there a wee bit late was Doug Becker, 52. But Delaplane put his nose down and got it to the 2-yard line.
Delaplane just literally dragged Jeff Nixon 3 yards that time. Take a look at it. Nixon came up very well to make the tackle. He was in the position he wanted to be in. He just can't get underneath. Watch, he can't get underneath Delaplane. He gets a good hit. He stays with him, but Delaplane just drags him.
We have reached the 2-minute warning. And so with 2 minutes to go in regulation time, the Steelers have it 2nd down and goal at the 2. Trailing 7-6. We'll be back in a moment.
Because of Craig, we've been forced to step up our timetable. Now because of you, we have to act right now.
Nobody move! Everyone stay right where you are.
You were the one who said it could happen.
But how could the terrorists get a hold of your script? Nobody knows about it.
Spend an evening in Byzantium, August 13th on Channel 11.
Betty Davis is Apple Annie in Sunday's 11:30 movie, A Pocket Full of Miracles.
Ain't she always been lucky for me, huh, Joy Boy? Ain't she?
Yeah.
All right, suppose I walk out there and don't help her out of this jam. How long do you think my luck would last?
Help her. You want to help her, right? Help her. But you can't palm that crocodile off for society. I mean, she couldn't fool the pedigree cocker spaniel.
Well, we'd have to clean her up some.
Some?
A Pocket Full of Miracles, Sunday at 11:30 on Channel 11.
With former All-Pro linebacker Andy Russell, this is Sam Nover. Rich Stadium in Buffalo, New York. The scene is set. The dramatics are here. The Buffalo fans, 35 strong, 35,000 strong, imploring the defense to hold. Second down and goal, Pittsburgh at the Buffalo 2. The Steelers trail 7-6. Cliff Stout to Delaplane, and he's stacked up.
Good charge by that Buffalo defense. They came down low. They came penetrated. Steeler offensive line was not able to open any holes.
Jeff Nixon, a rookie safety out of Richmond. Number 38 is the man who made the stop along with Scott Hutchinson. So now it's third down and goal at the 2-yard line. 7-6. Excuse me, Andy.
I'm sorry. I was just going to say I'd run wide here because Delaplane has had so much success. He doesn't need a lot of room.
Sidney Thornton, 38. Jack Delaplane, 35. Now look at all this movement. And let's see who moved first. Keith Moody is pointing toward the Steelers. Illegal procedure. Mr. Moody is right. It'll be third down and 7 now.
Oh, that hurts us. That hurts us. I think the Steelers were going to run what they call a ride 38 with the motion in the flanker, and they got their signals crossed and somebody moved. They were going to run the ball outside. Yeah, I think they've got us throw now, Sam.
Ball start. Number 61, offense.
The rookies will do it. That's Bruce Kimball, 7th-round draft choice out of Massachusetts. He's never been in a pressure situation like this, I'm sure, one that means as much to his football future, because Raleigh Dotz, the offensive line coach, will judge and grade and score very critically. This is a big series. Third down and goal at the 7. Stout lofts it in the end zone. Touchdown, no. Is it good?
He caught it, but he caught it out of
bounds. T-Bell, but he caught it out of bounds.
Okay, they've got to try the field goal.
Keith Moody, 46, shoved him out. Bell made an awfully fine reception, but he caught it out of bounds. And so Matt Bahr, who has all 6 Steeler points tonight, will have a chance to put him ahead with 1:17 to go. Colquitt spots the ball at the 15-yard line. How do you think Mr. Bahr feels? He kicked it perfectly. Matt Bahr, 25-yard field goal. And the youngster from Penn State has the Steelers on top 9-7. How about that? As old Milo would say, huh?
That's exciting. And what an auspicious beginning for a young man. He comes in, he knows he's in some heavy competition for the job, and he's in a very good position now to be the major factor in the game, the man who won the game with 3 field goals. He's got to be high as a kite.
Accepting the congratulations of his teammates, Matt Bahr has got the Steelers on top 9-7.
You know, he's from a kicking family. His brother, Chris Bahr, plays for Cincinnati, and they're very good athletes. They're excellent golfers. Matt plays professional soccer. Maybe he's been in some of these pressure situations before.
I think his father is an expert on the subject of place kicking. I think place kickers from around the country have come to him for counseling when they go sour on occasion.
Matt Bahr was an All-American last year. Had the best percentage of kicking for Penn State, of course.
And perhaps a steal for the Steelers in the 3rd round, but he's still got to beat out the veteran Jarella. Solomon to the 25, and that's it. Good work by the Steelers special teams to prevent the Bills from getting into field goal range on the kick return, or something that would approximate that with 1:09 to play in regulation. David Mays is back in at quarterback. So Chuck Knox has gone about as far as he wants with a rookie Minucci, and now that the game hangs in the balance, he's gone back to David Mays. Of course, he could go all the way back to Ferguson. He wants to win it, and this is a pretty good indication of how badly he'd like to win it.
I'd look for a screen here. You know, the Steelers are probably be in the deepest zone they can get into, and they're vulnerable to quick screens. We haven't seen one tonight.
Mays throws it out here to Collier. What a superb call by Andy Russell, and Collier gets out of bounds at the 35. What an excellent call, Andy.
You got to keep thinking out there, Sam. I mean, it's time for a screen. You haven't seen one all night. The Steelers are going to be in a zone, and that's where linebackers have to think like that. They have to line up and say, what are they going to run? We'll take a look at this in the replay. Quarterback dropping back. It's really a quick screen. The running back didn't try to hide anything, just ran out. And, of course, there's Robin dropping deep. His job is to get back. It's a zone, so it's very difficult to play a screen on a zone.
First down, 35-yard line. 1:02 to go in the game. 9-7, Pittsburgh leads. Here's Mays back again. Tom Beasley trying to get to him. They finally broke through, but the pass is complete at the 42-yard line. Lou Picone out of West Liberty State. One of the smallest men in the league at 5'9", 170. A 6-year veteran, and let's see whether or not that will be allowed. There is a discussion at the 43-yard line.
The fans are obviously anticipating roughing the secondary. What is that called, Sam?
Personal foul here. They might tack on 15 yards. Let's see.
Pass interference is what I was trying to think of. But it could have been the other way around. Picone became very wide open there.
There's Joe D, as they call him. Joe DeLamiere, 7 years out of Michigan State, one of the premier offensive linemen in the league. Well, they're still debating now whether they want to take the play or the penalty, Andy. Now, if it were pass interference, I believe it would be an automatic first down. It's a 5-yard penalty. It'll give them first down again, so they'll conserve on the play. Here's Gordon McCarter.
Illegal contact on defense. 49. Automatic first down. First and 10.
Well, that's the illegal chuck, so it's an automatic first down. They'll lose 2 or 3 yards, but they'll conserve a play here. It's first down. At the 40-yard line. 9-7, Steelers lead the Bills. Mays back, looking for a screen left. Now throws it downfield, and it's almost intercepted by Winston. It was intended, I believe, for his big tight end, Joe Shipp. But Winston really had a beat on it and went up for the football. Also covering was Tony Dungy.
You know, you can overdo a good thing. Mays has now called 3 consecutive screens. I did think it was a good idea to call one.
For the first time, huh?
But not 3 in a row. Now, to me, a first down call might have been a good place to call a draw in that situation. The Steelers are playing all pass, 100% pass. They're playing defenses where they're saying to the linebackers, you have 0 run responsibility. Get deep, make everything happen in front of you.
Well, the Bills, to the best of my knowledge, have all of their times out remaining. 3 to be exact. 46 seconds to play. Good protection. He's got a man, and he dropped it. Oh, I bet he could shoot himself. The rookie Jerry Butler from Clemson. And Mays hit him right in the numbers.
Well, it may be one of those situations. You know, he's trying so hard. He may have looked to see what cut he was going to make, where he was going to run to before he caught the ball. It seems like a simple thing, but everybody does it. Lynn Swan's done it. They've all done it.
Not very often, but he's done it.
That's right. You don't want to make a habit of that kind of thing.
So it's now 3rd down and 10 with 42 seconds on the clock. Mays now has to think about the first down. He's got to get the down box recycled again. He's at his own 40, certainly, inconceivably out of field goal range. Looking over, lofts a pass for Picone, and it's knocked down. Good defensive play by Dwayne Woodruff, I believe, the rookie, number 49. And so it'll be 4th down for Mays, and he'll need 10 to keep his drive alive. I'd like to see that one again. I think that was Woodruff who looked a little bit off balance. It was Dwayne, and what a great defensive play. Just got a hand on it.
I'll take a look at the replay of this. You see Dungy, 21, dropping deep. And May had a good idea here. His man had hooked up. He waved him deep and tried to go high. And Woodruff made an excellent adjustment. One thing a defensive back cannot do is make his break. He sees his man hook up and break too early. In this type of a situation, keep him in front of you.
So 4th down and 10. Mays must make 10 yards or lose the football. A man, great catch! What a fabulous catch! Then he lost it. Now let's see what they call it.
Oh, he's got it.
Will rule it complete. Jerry Butler, who just a moment ago could not hold on to one that hit him right on the numbers, made a fabulous catch, and he is injured. But he allows Buffalo to keep the football. That'll be a first down.
It was a fabulous catch. You know, it's funny. He misses one right in the numbers, and he catches that one. You don't want to relax around Dirt Winston. See Dirt 53 drop back. We'll see underneath him Butler streaming across, and it is a phenomenal catch. Way out in front of him.
Hands extended, just beautifully.
And it looks as though when he lands, he relaxes a little bit, rolls over, and here comes Dirt. He was going for the ball all the way. You could see that Butler had it hanging out in one hand. A good, clean play by Winston.
Standing ovation for Butler. These Buffalo fans are so hungry for anything that looks like success. In a preseason game, they're giving their #1 draft choice a standing ovation. He deserves it, certainly, for a marvelous catch.
You know, one of the reasons he may have relaxed, Sam, I think the college rules are that if you go down, if your knee touches, it's dead.
That's a good point.
In pro, you can jump up and keep running.
If somebody hasn't made contact with
somebody hasn't made contact, so Dirt Winston knew the man could get up. He's thinking college rules, he just laid there.
You're probably very right. That's all that shows and all that remains in regulation time. 9-7, Pittsburgh leads Buffalo. All 9 Pittsburgh points on Matt Bahr field goals. The lone touchdown by Buffalo, 11-yard pass, Joe Ferguson to Reuben Gant. Dempsey converted. At the 47 of Pittsburgh, trying to get in field goal range, the Buffaloes will put it in play with David Mays at quarterback. And a penalty marker. This could be delay of game or a legal procedure. The clock has run out on the 30-second clock. But let's wait instead of guessing, because we've guessed so poorly tonight. I shouldn't say we. You don't have to be included. I've done it myself. A legal procedure against Buffalo. Well, that won't help any. Now they'll have to walk it off 5 and move it back into Buffalo territory at the 48. And they have 22 seconds to play.
You know, this entire series, Buffalo has looked pretty sloppy.
Let's pause 5 seconds for station identification.
Offense.
This is 11 Alive, WIC-TV Pittsburgh.
Sam Nover and Andy Russell in Orchard Park, New York. What a thrilling exhibition game. 9-7, Pittsburgh leads it with 22 seconds to go in regulation time. Mays back to throw it. Oh, he fumbles the ball! Picked up by Gary Dunn! Touchdown, Steelers! Oh, my goodness, what a dramatic turn of events!
That's a lineman's dream. Look at Banaszak reward him. He spiked the ball. I really think that May tried to get rid of that ball. I think he didn't fumble it. He tried to throw it somewhere and tried to ground the ball, and the officials just ignored it, and we got ourselves a touchdown.
We'll have to see who's the man who made contact. It may have been Banaszak, who pried the ball loose from David Mays. There's Banaszak on a game.
Yeah,
it is, John.
Banaszak getting a good square hit. No, it was definitely a fumble. I'm wrong.
Oh, what a tremendous defensive play. The third time that Banaszak has put the quarterback down. This time he forces the fumble. Gary Dunn picks it up and lumbers into the end zone. And now Matt Bahr will attempt the extra point. 15-7 Steelers. The placement, the kick is up. And it is no good. Do you believe that? Bahr makes 3 pressure-packed field goals from 41, 39, and 25 and misses the extra point.
He just wanted to show he was human.
Yeah. And so the Steelers, with only 13 seconds to play, apparently have their #1 victory of the year in their first preseason outing against the Buffalo Bills. 15-7. Unfortunately for Buffalo, this is not college football, and they cannot attempt the 2-point extra point if they were to score on the return here. And they head for the exits.
Now, that was a great play by John Banaszak. The man